because I don't get any time with my girlfriend, which is really sad. I'm really, really sad about that. But at least I get to spend it with y'all, okay, everyone? At least I get to spend it with y'all. I get to be on the internet. I can't get any of y'all infected then, okay? Are you feeling better? Kind of. Not really. I mean, it doesn't really sound like it. But my throat's way better. Way better energy. It's mainly just like my voice and like how scratchy it is, and like my lungs feel a little bit congested. But that's about it, everyone. But what's good, everyone joining in? Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's run it up to 100,000 likes. Share the live as well, everyone. I do appreciate every single person who's sending a guest request and joining in right now. But again, everyone, please only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates, but let's get everyone joining at the live right now. How's everyone doing? What's up, Sky? You don't sound so good? I know. Trust me, I get it. But I sound better than I was the other days. Okay? I promise you, I feel way better than I did the other days. All right, everyone. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. Let me get the next person up here, y'all. All right, it's not accepting this person. Let me get the next person up here again, everyone. Please only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. Oh my. It's not accepting people, and do give it a minute, y'all. Let's get the next person up here, or the first person up here real quick. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
28.
Are you voting for Trump?
No, I just want to say I love your content.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as always. I'm going to go on to the next person. Please, everyone, only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Dude, you look exhausted. These are bags are genetic. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30.
Yeah, you voting for Trump?
Absolutely.
Why so?
He's done a great job with the economy. I like the Jobs and Tax Act cut. What he's done for our
Tax Cut and Jobs Act? Why do you
Yes,
like the
thank
Tax
you.
Cut and Jobs Act?
because it gave more money to the rich so that they could make our economy prosper.
Appreciate confetti. Thank you. At the expense of poor people in this country and people in the middle class?
Well, poor people don't create jobs. You should know that as an econ major.
Well, you should know, if you studied any econ course, that if they put more money into the economy proportional to the amount of money that they get, that grows the economy and grows jobs as well. So actually, you're wrong. They do create jobs. Appreciate the hand art. Thank you.
Parker,
They have a
what's
higher
net-
MPC. Appreciate the.
What's
appreciate
net
the-
present value mean?
Appreciate the head mustache. Or the hand heart. What'd you say?
What's net present value mean?
Overall current value.
No.
That's what net and present means.
So net present value is the relationship that time and money have. So how do rich and middle class people create wealth in this country?
Okay, how do middle class people create wealth in this country? Well, they create
Correct.
wealth. Well, obviously, technology is what creates wealth. That's what I believe. And institutions.
Correct. So do poor people create technology or do institutions create
They
technology?
build institutions, and they build institutions that create the conditions for technology to arise.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm voting for Trump. I think he's done a great
Wait,
job.
complete pivot? Because you got that inheritance, can do significantly better than 99.99% of people.
Okay, that's fair. But the majority of people that create wealth are not do not mirror Donald Trump. But we can go back to talking about policy and why Trump would be a better president than Biden. Yeah, Trump will be a better president than Biden because of what he
You
did.
have to justify that rich people actually create more for the economy, that making it better off for rich people at the expense of poor people benefits a society.
Parker, your topic is why am I voting for Trump?
Yeah, but you said you were voting for Trump because of the Tax Cut and Jobs Act. You support the Tax Cut and Jobs Act because
I do.
it gave money to rich people because rich people create better conditions for our economy. I asked you to justify that stance. Now you can't do it?
I think if you look at the economy before we had Joe Biden, there was a lot more opportunity for people. I think the middle class was making more money. Their money went farther than it does today now.
What countries have the highest social mobility?
Probably somewhere. I mean, I would say probably the United States is the best social mobility. I think that's the
Nope.
reason why we have so many people
Wrong.
that want to come here.
Wrong. Scandinavian countries. typically, right? They
Have
have
higher-
they
they
have
have
the
higher
highest
taxes
level of
than us.
social mobility.
Yeah, but they don't have the same opportunities that you could come here. Why do you?
So
Parker,
what do you mean
why
the same
think so many
opportunities? They have
people-
higher social
Hold on,
mobility, which means that
Parker,
they have
why do you
more
think so
opportunity for
many
the average
people are
person.
coming to the United States? Why?
So many people
why
want
do
to
you
go
think
to
so
those
many
other
people are
places as
coming
well.
here?
Why is it so many people want to go to the United States?
There's not a
Understanding of things, notoriety, like around the world, and
Parker,
because
there's not a mass exodus
because of
of people
geography.
leaving the United States going to Europe for socialism.
there
That's
is,
not
there
what's
is.
happening right now.
You have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, you have no clue what you're talking about. There's absolutely a migration crisis in Europe. What the fuck are you talking about?
Where?
Look up
Sure.
European migration crisis, please.
Okay, well, we also have a migration crisis here in the United States right now.
Okay, but you just said it didn't
And that's
exist in other places around the world. You're saying, why do so many people want to come here? Why do so many people want to go to Europe?
I don't know why they want to go to Europe. I like living in the United States. There's plenty of opportunity here.
Nice job. Now, there's greater levels of social mobility in Scandinavian countries. So if you're going to base whatever you want to vote
Parker,
for
I didn't
based
come on
on the
here to
level of
talk to
social
you
mobility
about
that
the
it creates in a
opportunities going on in
society,
Europe.
well, then it is going to be the case that you're going to adopt social democratic policy, which is for the left, not for the right.
Okay. I didn't come on here to talk to you about what's going on in Europe. I came on here to talk to you about why I'm voting for Donald Trump and why he's going to
Yeah,
be a
we were
better
talking
president.
about ideology, right? Because you're saying because of this ideology, because of these beliefs that I have, I'm voting for Trump. I'm critiquing that belief that you have as to why you're voting for Donald Trump. Why are you thinking it's based upon something else when I'm clearly addressing that?
Well, I think the problem is in what is not being addressed. And I come and listen to you all the time. You're very smart, very well spoken. You and Harry tend to talk about the same thing, the CHIPS Act, insulin, infrastructure, which are all great things. But what you're missing and what I think a lot of the core base that you talk to is how their money is not going as far as it used to. Now, whether that's a Donald Trump problem or a Joe Biden problem.
You haven't listened to me then. I've talked about inflation many times on my live. Again, inflation isn't caused by the presidents. This is related to supply and demand, right? There's global gas prices that have gone up. Why? Because there was a reduction in global oil supply. Why? Because Trump brokered a deal with OPEC to limit their distribution of oil, along with the context of the Russia-Ukraine situation, which led to us getting less Russian oil.
We don't need Russian oil. We have plenty of resources here. We need to tap into our own resources.
I'm not saying we need it, but what I'm saying is that it would increase the price to have a lower global oil supply.
Okay. Well, I think when you do these debates, and I've listened to a lot of the people that you talk to, and I feel terrible as a Trump supporter because I know that you typically listen and talk to a lot of people that don't know what they're talking about, and it's extremely frustrating. But the point that I'm trying to make here tonight is a lot of the reason why people are coming on here and they're voting for Trump is they don't feel like that the government that we have right now is working for them. Regardless of Joe Biden, regardless of Donald Trump, the dollar today does not go as far as it did 4 years ago. May or may not be Biden or Trump's fault, but a lot of people do not feel good about where we're at in the economy right now. The economy is not working for everyone. It's working for a small group of people. And
Then why are you trying to give tax breaks to the rich? It's working for a small group of people, so let's make them more rich? What kind of fucking nonsense is that, to be totally frank with you? Sam, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but that's absolutely nonsense.
it's nonsense that people that have wealth can create more.
Yeah, you're not giving any good reason to vote for Trump. You're simply just saying this is descriptively speaking why people are. That doesn't mean it's a good reason.
I have a hard time believing, though, that right now in the current economy that we have, that people that are job creators, people that are it's harder to take risks right now, and you know that, Parker. That we're $40 trillion in debt right now. There's no capital to go out and make.
We're not 40 trillion, I don't think.
Yes, we are. We are absolutely. We're
Since when?
probably worse than that. I don't know.
No?
Go look at the debt clock. What are we?
U.S.
35,
federal debt.
36? If I rounded up 4 trillion, excuse me.
4 trillion's a lot to round up at that level. That would be about 10%. Appreciate the hanging lights. Thank you so much. U.S. federal debt. I'll pull it up for you. You can keep going. 34 trillion. That's 6 trillion. Wow, dude, what a small increase.
Well, if Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden would have spent that in Afghanistan and in Iraq and whatever the hell else we were using our money.
Yeah, I don't agree with going into the Middle East at all.
Okay, so then why are you voting for
spending
Joe
trillions.
Biden?
He's not advocating for that right now. He's advocating to like start doing this, right? Both presidents are in support of a high military budget, which I think is fucked. We could spend that money here at home, actually benefit people, get rid of homelessness, have there be universal childcare, paternity, maternity leave, paid vacation leave, like basically every other developed country in Europe, right? Free public universities, right? All of that's affordable with half our military budget. We still have the biggest military in the world by over $100 billion a year.
Yeah, I guess my confusion is you come on and you talk about the CHIPS Act and insulin and all this other and infrastructure, and why is these are all reactive policies? Why has it taken us so long to do all of
No,
these?
that's not reactive. Infrastructure is
These are
not
all
reactive.
Absolutely reactive.
Infrastructure is the opposite of reactive.
We have to have an infrastructure bill right now because we haven't been taking care of it for the last however many years.
Because Trump couldn't get it passed.
Oh, because Trump was in office for 4 years, Parker. Give me a break.
Yeah, and he had
Joe Biden's
he had
been in
both the
office
House and
for
Senate
4
for the
years.
first two.
What's that?
Didn't he have both the House and the Senate for the first two?
Yeah, and he did some great things while he was
Nice
in the-
infrastructure bill, nice repeal and replace of ACA, right? Nice building
Yeah,
the wall and
absolutely,
making
because
Mexico pay for it. Nice draining the swamp. Wow, he did great, dude.
Yeah, because we should penalize people that can't afford health care insurance. That's the smart thing to do.
That's
And we
actually
should
a
also
provision that
steal-
Republicans
and we
put in
should
the bill.
also
Funny
take
enough.
health-
Funny
It's
enough,
funny-
that's a provision Republicans put in the bill. Second of all, I advocate for universal health care, right? So if you want to fuck over people in the middle class, that's quite literally what Republicans are doing with not supporting universal health care. Everyone knows on my live that I've been arguing sentience for like years at this point. Okay? What are you talking about?
I had this same debate with Harry like probably a week ago where
Harry holds different views than I do. I don't know what Harry's view is. I don't even know what his view on abortion is.
yeah, well that's his
I just know he's pro-choice. That's it.
What would you say?
He probably
Okay,
holds
so-
to bodily autonomy, but I don't.
So let's not have let's say you have a different opinion than what I have. Most of the people in this live here or all the people that are pro-life always make the argument, and especially all the women, of course, say it's my body, my choice. But I'm giving you a situation.
King, I have a question. Who are you debating against right now?
I'm debating against you.
Wow, intelligible points here. Really intelligible points. You're going to debate against people who are not me when you're debating me? That's very intelligible.
I mean, it's 99% of the people that support you in here. So
Not even, bro. What are you talking about? I could poll the chat right now and I can ask them, are you pro-sentience or do you run pro-bodily autonomy for pro-choice?
oh, please do that.
Appreciate the roses. Thank you.
Please do
I mean,
that.
I don't see a benefit to it, but I'll do it. All right, everyone, smiley face if only for pro-choice people. Smiley face if you are pro-sentience, and then crying face if you are pro-bodily autonomy. If you're pro-choice, everyone. Smiley face if you are pro-sentience, and then pro-bodily autonomy is crying face, everyone. You have to click it right here, everyone. You have to click it right below the chat. Look at that. More people are pro-sentience right now.
Of course, because they're your supporters. Of course, I mean
You
they're
just
gonna
said
buy it.
99% of the people in here support the bodily autonomy argument.
Yes, but because you're saying that the people are biased in this live, they're biased. They're going to agree with what you have to say.
So you're telling me that they don't. Okay, so if they agree with what I have to say, why are you making an argument that's not relative to what I argued? Do you realize how stupid of what you're saying is right now? Like you're actually like just being silly.
Yeah, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, it's just incoherent.
All right, man. Well, I want you to, like I said when I first came in, I want you to check that video out.
I'm not watching your video.
You should though.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. If you don't want to watch the video of Biden making a mistake, please.
This isn't an advertisement. No, not gonna lie.
I'm not advertising you.
Then make the argument.
This is relevant to what Joe Biden said. He looks like an idiot. People are.
I already responded to this, King.
Well,
I literally already responded to this. I can give you a video of Trump saying maybe we should put like UV rays in our blood and let's see if it gets rid of COVID. The cleaning solution, let's put it in there. Disinfectant, let's do it right now. We'll see if that works.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, okay, so you making this argument specifically against Joe Biden off of just something dumb he said one time? I can make this point to Donald Trump like 10 million times.
No, he said it multiple times. He always said, I inherited a bad economy and inflation was.
I have not heard him say inflation was higher under Trump's administration comparative to his administration more than once. I've never heard him say that.
I could probably pull up probably 2 or 3 videos of where he said that. He's made that statement.
All right, do it.
Well, if I pull up the video, I think it's gonna. I don't have another device, so I can't do that. But
You don't have a second device? You don't have like a computer?
my work computer.
Where's
but
the gen gun? Thank you.
pull up
Okay,
stuff on that.
search it up.
Well, I'm not gonna pull it up on my work computer, but
Why not?
because my work computer. I mean,
You can't go on Google on your work computer? Come on, bro.
no, the kind of work that I do is very sensitive. I can't look up stuff on the internet.
Bullshit.
Okay. What I do for work is very sensitive. I can't just start Googling stuff on there. But I challenge you to go.
What do you mean you can't start Googling on a computer? Like, this is just so stupid. If you don't want the history there, go incognito.
I mean, I'm just saying what I do for work is secure. There's a lot of security to it. I can't just start using it for like Googling or looking up different things.
I
But
don't
if I had
know why
another
not.
device, I would show you where he said it multiple times, and the people are tired of Joe Biden making blatant lies like that, man. People don't. A lot of Americans, even like myself,
Wait, you believe the election wasn't stolen? You're not tired of Trump lying about the election? You're not tired of Trump lying about sexually abusing
think
someone?
that-
You're not tired of Trump lying about all of those things?
I mean, there's a lot of things I don't agree with him on, but I
Okay,
can't
so
vote.
like I don't know what your argument is against
can't
Biden if
vote.
these things are also applicable to Trump, if not worse.
I can't vote for a guy who is like not with us, like shaking his hand in the air and like wandering around and like
That was proven false. So that's him shaking the hand. Yeah, give me a real fucking video that indicates that. One,
Yes, he's standing
two,
there, like,
two. Hold up,
standing here
hold
and, like,
up,
turns to
hold
the
up,
side.
hold up,
Go ahead.
hold up there. Yeah, two, as it relates to him. Again, I can find plenty of clips where Donald Trump seems completely out of it. And actually, most of the clips I hear people bring up specifically about Joe Biden, it actually relates to his stutter, right? And people say, oh, I've looked back specifically at his clips before in the past, and it didn't show the same sort of thing. As someone ages, it becomes harder for them to deal with their stutter. I have friends who have stutters, incredibly intellectual people, totally coherent, right? And people all the time mistake their stutter for like a lack of intelligence or that they're incoherent, they don't know what they're talking about, when that's not true at all. Complete bullshit.
But it's if you watch him, he actually loses his train of thought. It's not just a stutter. He'll like
No. It's give me a clip then.
Yeah, I have a video.
And wait, and also, you know that there are times where I lose my train of thought, right?
Well,
And I'm
everybody-
coherent.
Everybody does, but I see a lot
Okay,
of
so
times-
then give me the clips.
I mean, I lose my train of thought too sometimes. It's normal. It happens. But what I'm saying is with Joe Biden, he just doesn't. He starts going off. It doesn't make any sense. He's just like gibberish. Like
I can bring up stuff that's gibberish with Donald Trump.
I mean, you can, but I think
Sharks, electricity.
I think Trump is speaks a lot better than Joe Biden does, to be honest with you. But
Okay, well, I mean, if someone has a stutter, that's not an argument against them.
okay, let me ask you this question: do you think someone's cognitive ability declines as they age?
Yeah, typically.
Yeah,
That's
'Cause,
true
I
for
mean,
both Trump and Biden. You understand that
it
they're
is,
both old?
It is. Yeah, it is.
They're within 3 to 4 years of each other.
I think biologically it happens to everybody.
The cognitive difference
Wow.
between Joe Biden and Donald Trump based upon age is not significant.
I also wanted to bring up
Susan, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Susan. I really appreciate that. W Susan in the comment section. Thank you.
Hey, Parker, I wanted to also bring up that I think a lot of Americans, especially like myself, I'm not huge into politics. I don't study it. I try to keep up with what's going on and everything. But a lot of Americans always vote off feelings. And that's what this election is going to be about, is people voting off their feelings, just as I feel the economy was bad under Joe Biden, or is bad.
Okay, so if you're just voting off feelings, that's not a good reason.
But I'm saying, do you not think that majority, even the people that come up in here that are MAGA supporters, are going to vote based off feelings? And that's, I would say, majority of the public is going to vote with feelings.
What's the point?
I just don't think that Biden has a chance, to be honest with you. I think he's going to lose terribly.
I'm asking for why you are voting for him, not whether or not Trump or Biden are going to win the election.
Well, like I said, the thing for me is Roe v. Wade.
You mean like overturning that and restricting tens of millions of women's access to abortion, making sure that there's not a federal protection for grave victims to getting access to abortion. So a child that's raped by their uncle, right, if they live in a state in which doesn't allow for them to get an abortion, you think that's okay?
No, it's not. I don't, like I told you.
No, so then why don't you want federal protections for grave victims?
That's what I was mentioning to you before, was the asterisk with certain situations that happen with the graping.
So the federal protections for those circumstances is Roe versus Wade.
But what I'm saying is that you're not listening to what I'm saying.
I am. Tell me what I didn't understand.
Okay, Roe v. Wade being overturned, right? Was overturned, right? We agree on that, of course. What I'm saying is that there needs to be, the abortion should be banned, but only allowed in certain situations. Like there has to be an asterisk there that if somebody is raped, they can get an abortion.
So don't leave it up to the states.
So you're saying leave it up to the federal government then?
That's what you're arguing, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that would be Roe versus Wade. That wouldn't be overturning Roe versus Wade and leaving it back up to the states. Nothing? Appreciate the hanging lights. Thank you.
No, I appreciate the time. I think that I think you're an awesome young man, to be honest. Like, I'm glad, even though we have differences of opinion, I think you and Harry are inherently good people. That makes me
Before you
believe.
go, I do have Amber. Amber wanted to ask you a few things, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to, if you're getting off the topic of abortion, I was going to ask some questions about that stance.
Go ahead.
So you said that you think there should be protections for rape victims, correct?
Yes, 100%.
How does somebody gain access to abortion if they are raped?
Well, we have law enforcement that do investigations all the time. I think the standards should be low, like as far as if somebody comes and has even a ounce of proof that they were raped, then I think they should be granted access to have an abortion. I don't think the standard should be so high that
How long does a rape investigation typically take?
I don't know those. I don't know the statistics on that.
Longer than a pregnancy.
So you're telling me that it takes not more than 9 months for a rape investigation to happen?
Oh, absolutely.
But that's why I'm saying the threshold could be a lot lower. If somebody comes and even has like an inkling of suspected raping, then they should be able to get the abortion that they need.
So they just say that they were raped then?
There has to be some evidence behind that. You can't just, because everybody would just walk in and say that.
What evidence? What evidence?
Well, they have kits they can, they have test kits and everything else that they can check for this kind of stuff, or talk to other people, do actually like investigations.
Right, and those investigations take years. Do you know what the backlog of testing for rape kits is in the U.S.? Do you know how many rape kits are sitting there untested, waiting to be tested?
Doesn't that sound like we have another issue then?
Yeah, it does, but we're talking about this.
I know, but there's a correlation between those two things.
Right, so how are we going to fix that? In time to save women from having to give birth to rapist babies? Because you know that since Roe v. Wade was overturned, about 60 to 80,000 women in states where there are no exceptions for rape have had to give birth to their rapists' babies. This includes children as young as 10.
Yeah, and that's something I don't agree with. I don't agree with that.
Well, that's what the result of overturning Roe v. Wade and turning it to the states is. Because in certain states, you're always going to have those conservative states that are going to ban it, and with no exceptions.
Well, I'm in Florida, so.
Yeah, and I'm sure That's not going to change anytime soon, nor will it change in the other states where, like I said, 60 to 80,000 women and children have been forced to give birth.
Yeah, and they definitely shouldn't. I think in that situation, I wish there was a way that we could have both of those things, but a lot of people that are pro-choice just want to hard and fast and just say, oh yeah, abortion should be legal no matter what. That's okay.
Yeah, should.
You saying that there's some people who are pro-choice that you disagree with is not an argument against all pro-choice positions.
No, I'm saying there's exceptions to it.
So the reality is there is no way to write rape exceptions into legislation effectively. It's not possible because even 60% of rape victims don't report to police, right?
And I think that's another problem that we have. I mean,
So therefore there wouldn't be a rape kit to begin with. But even those who do report, those rape kits, when they actually go to trial within like 1 to 3 years usually, those perpetrators are still not found guilty. Only 70, did you know that only 70 out of every 1,000 rape cases that go to trial with evidence result in a prison sentence?
Yeah, which is crazy. And I think that speaks, we don't have the justice system that we should have. That's too long.
And voting for people like that probably doesn't help.
So, like, you're pointing out all these other issues we have. I agree we have all those other issues. But what are we going to do about this now? Because you're advocating for basically upending and changing our entire justice system, which will take... Yeah, well, that's going to take decades. What's going to happen to these 60,000 women a year between now and then?
I mean, yeah, I see it. You make a valid point. I'm not I know things can't change overnight. Things aren't going to change overnight. It takes time, but I mean, it still doesn't change my stance or view on it. I mean,
so your stance has created a situation where, like I said, 60 to 80,000 children and women have been forced to endure pregnancy and childbirth.
Which is absolutely horrible. That's absolutely horrible.
If that's so horrible to you, then you shouldn't be supporting these policies, because that's what Roe v. Wade protected. That's what Roe v. Wade protected. It also protected sentience. You weren't allowed to have an abortion after sentience. It had all these protections.
But let me ask you this question. But again, you're still in the position of, even if we forget about all that, you're still in the position, and I think most women have this stance that it's their body, their choice, no matter what. Even if they weren't raped, they still can make a decision. Why is that? Maybe tell me from a woman's perspective why you feel that way.
Because no one has the right to use my organs against my consent.
You know how crazy that sounds? That sounds
have you ever been pregnant?
No, of course not. I'm a male.
Well, I've been pregnant 4 times.
For me to become pregnant.
Yeah. Well, I've been pregnant and given birth 4 times. One of them nearly unalived me. Do you know when the most dangerous time for pregnant women is in pregnancy?
I believe the first trimester, actually.
Not even close. No. It's during childbirth. Uterine rupture, placental embolism, hemorrhage. Childbirth is the most dangerous time, and there's no way to predict that in early pregnancy in time to say, oh, we foresee that you're going to have these issues during childbirth, so you can have an abortion in the first 12 weeks or whatever, because there's no way to predict something like that happens during childbirth. It happens in perfectly healthy pregnancies all the time.
Right. I mean, it does, but I think if you look at the statistics, I mean, that doesn't happen. Like, inherently, people have normal pregnancies more often than not than women who have complications for that. So your argument is invalid at that point.
No, it's not, because no one should be forced to take on those risks against their will.
Well, then if you're using that example, then no one should be taking the risk of sleeping with somebody else. I mean, because that's what biologically happens. Somebody gets
Consent
pregnant.
to sex is not consent to pregnancy. How often, if you say somebody has intercourse every single day for 365 days with no protection, what is the chance of them becoming pregnant?
It's pretty high.
5%.
Well, I mean, I understand it. I have children, so I understand that there's a time, like there's a window, a period of time that it can only happen. Like I get that.
Even during that time, it's only 5%. And also, you were saying something earlier about birth control. Parker is correct. 52% of abortions are due to failed contraception. I got pregnant with an IUD at 40. It happens every day. So people are taking precautions more often than not.
Well, then explain this then. How can companies make claims and back up claims that contraceptives are 97% effective when used properly?
Because they are.
Because most people use
You know
them.
how many...
So most people use them. So most Americans are idiots.
Let's do some math. Do you know what an IUD is? You can't do an IUD.
Uterine
Wait,
device.
can I clarify something real quick, King? So most people use them, and because most people are using them, most people who will then have abortions would then be people who have contraceptives, right? Have used contraceptives.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
It's nonsensical
Right, I
to
get
say, well, if they're 97% effective, then how are all these women getting pregnant? Well, there's 380 million people in this country. Let's just say half of them are adults having intercourse on a regular basis. Do the math. You're still going to have hundreds of thousands of pregnancies with a 97% effective rate with birth control. Yeah.
But let me ask you, so biologically, what was the reason that humans are supposed to have intercourse? What is that for? Is that just for fun, or is that for like
I don't
biologically
believe that
to
there's
keep
like,
the rat?
I don't believe that we have a purpose or design for that. I think that it's multifaceted. There's many reasons. Some people have intercourse their entire lives and never have any intention of having children.
But biologically, you're born
different.
to what? To procreate, right? I mean,
I don't think anyone is born to procreate. I think it's a choice.
it's a biological fact. It's like any living, human or any animal that lives. That's their sole being on the planet.
It's not. No, it's not. I think that what you're trying to say is that most people have the capability of reproducing, but that does not mean that that is our purpose. You'd have to tell me who created that purpose.
It's a biological fact. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
like.
No.
It's-
Biology doesn't only describes. Biology is not prescriptive. It's not saying you should do these things or that this is your purpose. It's saying this is what happens. It's just describing a process.
But okay, so let me make this point then. So why do you think that intercourse is pleasurable, or why was it designed to be pleasurable? Was it just
When you say
designed?
designed, I don't believe in a
I
God.
don't believe it was designed. Who designed it?
Okay, maybe I'm using the terminology wrong. Designed, maybe I should use a different word. But why is it that there's specific biological things that happen? Why is when you eat, does it taste good?
There are functions. There are functions
Yeah.
for your survival. That doesn't mean that like it's your purpose. That just means that these things happen. Like, is it your
Natural selection,
purpose?
evolution? I don't know.
Is it your purpose to have an appendix?
I mean, you don't have to have one. That can be,
Well, like no. My point is that like biologically, it's a fact that you have one.
I mean, yeah, it is.
So
But-
like, what's your point with that, dude? That's
But
just
you're-
descriptive. That doesn't tell me what my fucking purpose is. That's a different question. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Maybe I shouldn't use the word purpose, like in the sense of like saying this is your only purpose to be on this earth is to procreate, basically.
Yeah, I think that's a ridiculous
Wait,
statement.
do you
Yeah,
believe
that
that
is-
people, do you believe
Oh.
that people who choose not to procreate, never want to, and never do are immoral or going against their purpose?
I mean, I guess that's their choice. I mean, but they were still put here to be capable of reproducing, and that's what.
Who put them here?
Well, I'm not a religious person, so I can't say God put them
Right.
here.
So
because I
who
don't
put
believe in
them?
religion,
Who
so-
put them here?
I mean, does anybody know that?
No, like I don't believe that we were put here to do anything.
your function is, and you, what I'm saying is your function. When you were born, okay, you have reproductive organs, and what do
Right.
you have reproductive organs for? They're not just for no reason at all.
So that you can reproduce.
Yeah, and your
if
lips,
you
so
choose
that
to.
your lips exist to be able to stop yourself from being able to say such a dumb statement as well. All right, like, oh, that's just a
I mean, I don't really
functionality.
know. To be honest, I don't really know how this even like relates
Me neither.
to the abortion topic, because whether or
we got
not
off topic. We
people's
got off
bodies are designed to do something doesn't mean that we're obligated to do it against our will.
Not obligated to do it against your will. It's not an obligation. I'm just saying that.
Well, it is if you take away abortion rights.
I think that you're missing entirely the point of what I'm trying to say. And that's why I think that we're not going to agree on the abortion thing, because
All right, well, King, is
Do
there
you know what
anything
the
else?
number one cause of maternal death is?
is it what now? I'm sorry.
The number one cause of maternal death in the United States?
You're probably gonna say childbirth. I mean,
No. It's homicide by intimate partner.
really, I didn't know that, but
Yeah. So there are also women stuck in domestic violence situations where pregnancy is literally dangerous to their life. And now they've also had the option of abortion taken away from them, which puts them in more danger.
well, again, that leads
Because
to
for some reason, there's a lot of men out there who become more violent and aggressive when their partners become pregnant.
which is
The
very
statistics prove it.
that is very disturbing behavior. I don't know how
Right.
anyone.
So
can-
women should not be forced to stay in that situation. There's
No.
danger on so many levels. There's that. There's the health risks. You know that this causes like permanent disability and damage for lots of women.
Right, and that
That choice to go through with that should not be taken away from them.
again,
Nobody has permission to use my body against my will, even if my actions put them there.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't think that I think that there's still a choice, but in certain circumstances, then I don't think you should get the choice to do it. But
Like I said, regardless of whether or not somebody was quote unquote irresponsible, still does not mean that they lose their right to bodily autonomy, nor do they lose the right to weigh the risks of pregnancy and childbirth.
that's another huge issue is that just with this, with Americans, is like in general, it's like no accountability. Nobody wants to take self accountability for anything. They just
Yeah. So I
No.
noticed
Like
before I
Trump?
came
Like
in-
Trump?
like
Yeah.
I hold myself
Okay.
accountable for things. If I do
Sexual
something-
abuse, defamation, fraud, 34 felonies. No accountability for him, but accountability for women.
I'm not
He
just
paid
saying
for abortions. Did you know that?
he paid for the abortion.
Yeah, he paid for abortions.
I mean, talking about personal accountability, the man cheated on his first wife or second wife with his first wife, his third wife with his second wife, a porn star with his third. Really? We're talking about personal
Yeah,
accountability
I'm
here?
not saying that. Yeah, and he might not be the most morally sound person. And honestly, I would have, if I had a choice in not between Biden and Trump, it's hard. I'd rather have Ron DeSantis be our president. But
He has the same view. I don't, you know.
yeah, I mean, I'm in Florida. We love Ron DeSantis here. So
Well,
Can you
you
name
know,
one
it's
policy
interesting.
that Ron
This is what
DeSantis has passed that you agree with?
I don't know specific policies, but I do know that he banned like transgender studies in like schools.
And that's what he's voting for. And they say that we're the ones that look at identity politics. We're the ones that aren't trying to engage in effective change when all they talk about is trans people. Like, it's like actually crazy, dude.
You know that they removed a bunch of like chapters and passages from the fucking math textbook and biology textbook. They removed African American studies. They banned a bunch of books about like children's
that?
hair, for God's sake. DeSantis.
Oh, you'll have to point me to that because I haven't heard about that.
You haven't heard about the book bans? I'm a librarian, so I know a lot about that.
Okay, well, I mean, maybe, yeah, you probably do, but I didn't hear about specifically like black people or anything.
Oh yeah, I can give you like a list of like 50 books about African American history.
That
Or-
Ron DeSantis specifically banned from schools,
Yeah,
That was
the state of
on-
Florida banned. Yes.
but the state of Florida, but he was specifically asking me about Ron DeSantis.
Who's in charge of Florida?
Yeah, right at the moment, but there's still, I mean, there's been past governors.
I'm talking about this has happened in the last year.
Okay.
Banning books about the Holocaust, banning books about Black history, the Diary of Anne Frank,
Yeah, that's crazy.
the Underground Railroad.
I mean, those are all things that are part of American history. I don't like.
Yeah, they are. They shouldn't be banned. Censorship is bad.
Yeah, and another thing is like it kind of like getting off topic a little bit, but a lot of people like get up in arms about slaves, right? About slavery. The thing about it is our America would not be what it is today without slaves. We got free labor.
Are you advocating for slavery right now? Please don't tell me you are.
Listen, you know economics, right?
Oh God, don't advocate slavery.
No.
Yes, I am. It inherently. What I'm trying to say is that if it wasn't for slaves, we would not be where we're at.
Are you saying slavery
We're
was
not
good?
in a good place right now, dude.
King,
We're not,
are you
we're
saying
not, what are
slavery
you
was good?
saying?
It's just a part of American history. I'm not saying slavery is something that I agree with or that people should be slaves. I'm saying that.
Then why are you saying that? What prompted that? Like I don't know what prompted that at all.
Because she's talking about black people and how we're taking away the history of black people in Florida. I don't.
So then why'd you bring
yeah.
that up?
Because slaves were black. I mean, I don't.
Okay.
Right, and they're not going to allow, they've
Well, I'm
changed
so confused at this point. on this.
the word, they don't want to allow the word slave to be used anymore. They're calling it, what are they calling it, Parker?
I actually don't know this.
Involuntary
Seriously?
clothing or something. No,
No,
I'm
they're,
dead serious.
involuntary servitude.
I don't know. They don't want to.
We're trying to change the name of something that is part of American history, kind of like taking down the Confederate
this is your
flag.
guy, Ron
Oh my
DeSantis.
God, bro.
Yeah.
Taking down the Confederate flag is a good thing, right?
Oh my God!
It
Man.
absolutely is. The reason why that's a good thing is because these are statues and things representing them in a positive light. Not just as history in a history book to learn about, but statues to be commemorated. Do you understand the difference between that?
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Okay, well,
Yes,
we can
we
learn about
do
these things in history without
information.
raising flags. That's like saying that, like, oh, we have to, it's good to raise a Nazi flag. Like, what? Right, well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to acknowledge it in history books, but flying the flag is wrong.
Yeah. Do you think they have statues of Hitler in Germany?
Yeah, like, do you think they should
because
keep up those statues because it's history?
That's not. You
Flag
can't even
there.
compare it. You
Nazi
can't
flag.
even compare the same thing, the Confederate flag to the Nazi Germany flag. Like, come on.
Why
man.
not?
Why not?
What-
Tell me.
What? Who flew the Confederate flag in the Civil War?
The South.
Actually,
What were they
better
fighting for?
yet, right, where does the current Confederate flag that is constantly used created by?
Who is it created by?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
the KKK.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
See, all these people in here saying I'm racist. I'm not a racist. I think we should be celebrating black people because they helped us build what America is today. Go look it up. Go look that up. That's just a fact. I'm not being a racist. I'm not a racist
Wait.
person.
We already know that. Thanks. And we think our children should know it, which is why we don't believe they should be taking it out of books and banning books.
Yes.
About it. Yeah. That's what your boy DeSantis is doing.
Yeah,
Congrats.
well, if that's the case, then that's something I don't. I mean, I'm not going to agree on every single thing that a Republican does. I don't. I'm sure you don't agree everything that the Democrat Party does.
You were toting him as a good person.
I mean, I think he is.
Okay, well, I don't think this is going anywhere. Amber, do you have anything else you want to bring up with him?
I don't think that we're going to get anywhere, unfortunately.
No, no. It's just we just have a difference of opinion. But anyways, Parker, like I said, I wanted to just say, I think you're an intelligent young man. I wish there was a lot more younger people like you in the world, and just keep up what you're doing, and Same with Harry. I think you guys are, intelligent. So appreciate you having me on, though.
For sure, appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks.
All right.
I'll let you go, Pastor.
I appreciate it, Amber. Thank you so much for coming up. Appreciate you. All right, everyone, let's get on to the next person. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. Also, tap that screen. That's run up to 500,000 likes, everyone. Share live as well. Everyone, what's up? How old are you?
How's it
How old
going?
are you? How old are you?
I am 46.
And are you voting for Trump?
Yes,
Why so?
because I was better 4 years ago than I am today.
Okay. That was, you mean during COVID?
Yeah,
Like a
because
global pandemic?
my business didn't lose during COVID.
Okay, so I have a question. Would you vote for Hitler if he made you better off?
Yes. But it's not an option.
Do you know what Hitler did?
Yeah, definitely.
And then you'd still vote for him?
Well, he's not an option, so that's something you're saying.
I have a
that
question.
isn't relevant.
Do you have a
It's not
significant other?
relevant.
Do you have a significant other?
No.
No, you don't. Do you have a mother?
Yes.
Would you vote for someone who sexually assaulted your mother if it didn't negatively impact
Oh,
your
definitely
business?
would not. No.
Okay, so you would vote for Hitler.
Well, that's just taking it twisted. I say like you could make for a better life.
If it benefit you, would you vote for a person that sexually assaulted your mother?
But that's not something that would happen.
Would you? Yes or no?
If it benefited my day-to-day life and my structure and my living, yeah, I guess so.
Your own mother.
Yeah, she's dead. So yeah.
What about your kids in the future? If you're going to have kids.
That's not going to happen though.
No, if it did. If they assaulted your children, sexually
Yeah, that
assaulted
seems
your
like
children.
you're twisting something to make it to where it makes sense.
I'm just trying to identify if there's a bad enough individual out there that you wouldn't vote for, given the fact that they still benefit you.
If it benefits my day-to-day life, yes.
You'd vote for anyone.
Because Biden has done nothing but
So if
cost
someone-
me
if
money,
someone graped
just
it-
like the others.
So if someone raped and killed your whole family, right, you would still vote for them if they benefit you?
My day-to-day life, yes.
If someone
something makes it better for
I have a
us,
question.
why wouldn't you?
I have a question. Would you vote for a school unaliver if they benefit you? Like a person
school
that
unaliver?
killed like 50 kids.
But that's never happened.
Would you vote for
You're
them if they
talking.
benefit
You're
you?
talking bullshit to
I'm
make
asking
it
if-
seem like I'm a bad person, but
You are a bad
Yeah.
person. Respectfully,
I am definitely.
you're a terrible fucking person. said you
definitely,
would
I
vote-
agree. Just like you.
You said
and the
you
other
would
people who all
vote for
like him,
Hitler.
like
You said
him.
you would
Yeah.
You literally said you would vote for Hitler if it benefit you.
But Hitler's not an example. So you're taking everything and twisting it like
You understand that if you existed in Nazi Germany, if you were literally Aryan, you would justify yourself voting for Hitler. You know that, right?
no. Hitler had a
You
problem.
Germany and Poland, right? And plenty of places in Europe during the 1930s and 40s.
1930s and 40s. Were you alive then?
No,
So
I
you're
was not
talking
alive
shit
then.
that you know nothing about.
I do know about it.
From what? From history
History.
you've been taught by the government that you're still sucking dick for and have nothing
No,
to do
it's
with it.
it's the entire international community of historians, right? Not the government.
So
Do you
why
not
aren't
believe
these
history? Do you not believe
historians
history occurred?
leading us in our
Do you believe
goals?
history occurred?
Of course it did.
So then what are you fucking questioning here?
I don't see why you have a question about the truth.
What? Do you care? Do you care that Trump has been held legally responsible for sexual abuse?
Yeah, I guess not, but maybe I understand your
You
point.
don't? You don't care about it?
No, I don't.
Yeah, and you don't know why I call you a shitty person? Do you care about the fact
But
that
do
he
you
said
not
he
think
would
that
date?
Biden-
Do you care about the fact that he said he would date his daughter?
You think Biden's been a
Do you care about the
part of the
fact that-
government for 60 years and can't do
Oh
shit?
my, he's not been a part of the government for 60 years.
Roughly, yes.
No, not even close, genius.
54. Fuck you. But
No.
yeah. Yes, he has. He's been a senator.
No, not for 54 years.
Yeah, he has.
No, he hasn't. Not
Yeah.
a senator, no.
He's had a role in the government. But
Having a
guess
role
what?
in the
He's
government,
rich.
being a senator are two
He's
different
rich. Are
things.
you? He's rich. Are you?
Depends on what your definition. Probably not.
Well, he's multimillionaire.
Definitely not there. What's your point?
He definitely is. So why?
I said I'm not.
Why? Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I agree with you. You're totally not. Or maybe you are. Who knows? But I'm just saying. Like, he is. Why did he get that way? All
Books.
of the government right now
Books.
is
It's called
corrupt.
he
It's
sold
bullshit.
books. So all the government's corrupt. So why do you want to vote in Trump if he's corrupt?
Oh, I don't want to, but there's not a better option.
So how is? Give me the relevant difference between Trump and Biden insofar as that Trump is better.
Because 4 years ago, I was more successful, and now I'm broke.
Can you give me a policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class? And based
No.
upon your own policy, you could just tell yourself to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
No, I don't say that. I really don't believe that.
Okay, so then what? Can you name me one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class?
No.
So what did Trump do that bet? Can you name one thing that he passed
What did
that you
Biden
agree
do?
with?
Ever. Period.
The infrastructure bill, the 35
What did he ever do?
the infrastructure bill, the $35 cap on insulin, which is in the Inflation Reduction Act,
Oh, I'm
specifically the
insulin
Chips and
diabetic,
Science
so
Act.
Fuck off. Because Trump had that before that. It only cost me $17 before Trump lost the election. Now it's 35. So fuck you. You're a dumbass who doesn't know the difference.
No, the $35 cap on insulin was supported by both people. I was just mentioning something that was
Only
good.
paid 17,
Trump
just
also
saying.
supported and it was not a $17 cap under a Trump
Yes,
administration.
that's what I paid.
You want to bet it was $17 cap?
No, I paid $17 and that got eliminated. So now got to pay more.
No, it's both of them were a $35 cap. You know that, right?
No.
And it was
I'm telling you what I
expanded.
paid. I'm telling you like
terms of
real life.
eligibility
You
under Biden.
talk numbers, you talk bullshit, but I'm talking about real life. What I dealt with and what I did.
Yeah, so the statistics fucking demonstrate real life, genius.
No, they don't.
What the fuck do you think statistics are?
It's numbers
Numbers of what?
of what people think and do, but it's not real life.
Okay, so how do you determine real life?
What we deal with.
What do you mean what
So
we deal
wait,
with? How do
so
you know
wait.
what we're dealing with without
Hey,
statistics
what did you pay
and
for
without
rent
data?
4 years ago? What are you paying for rent right now?
The same.
The same.
Yes.
Where do you live at?
LA.
What state? What state? I'm not asking that, but yeah, what state?
California.
How much is your rent right now?
I'm not going to tell you, but it stayed the same.
Gotcha.
What do you mean?
I'm just
Rent,
saying.
there's something called the rent control. Do you know what rent control is?
Yeah, so
Oh,
might as well be able
you
to.
just got a violation. I got to go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20, bro.
For sure. Are you voting for Trump?
Actually, I'm going to be out of the country in November, so I did early voting.
So you already voted for Trump?
Of course.
Okay, well, there's no point to talk to you then.
Peace, bro.
All right, only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. Let's get this next person up here, y'all. Again, everyone, only send a guest request if you do disagree, y'all. Also, if you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone. Kathy, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Kathy. I will try to feel better. It's still unfortunate. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Excuse me. How old are you? Okay. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Y'all keep tapping that screen. Keep sharing the live, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21. Trump's going to win. America, you can stick it with your fucking dirty little cunts of an ass.
You don't even live in the U.S. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
29.
Are you voting for Trump?
Of course.
Why so?
Say again now.
Why so?
You said, what's that?
I said, why so?
Oh, white so. Well, like the other guy was saying, my life was a little bit better. Everything wasn't high. I mean, now you go inside of a gas station, you can't get a bag of chips for a nice price.
Can you name one Biden policy that caused inflation?
Say what now?
Can you name one Biden policy that he influenced to get passed that caused inflation?
I mean, you got a whole lot of immigrants coming in, and next thing you know, inflation just rised up.
Immigration does not cause inflation.
Well, I didn't say it caused it, but if something has to.
What Biden policy caused inflation?
I didn't say a policy there. You asked no question about a
So
policy.
if you don't know a single policy that caused inflation, well, then why do you attribute it to Biden?
Well, another thing, I'm not going to vote for someone that pushes homosexuality on children.
When did Biden do that?
I mean, when Trump was in, he said he wasn't going to let it go, and it never went. Soon Biden get in, here you go. Here you see a whole lot of homosexual.
How is it being pushed on children, and how did Biden do this?
Think you something that you're not?
No.
Yes.
No, so being GAY
I'm a man.
is having same gender attraction.
Yes.
Same gender sexual attraction. That's nothing to do with identity.
Yes.
That's sexuality.
Yeah, and it's
Sexuality is a part of identity, right? But it's not your identity.
Yes, but what I'm saying is the whole agenda of homosexuals are getting pushed, and
Who
that's
created this agenda?
liberals.
What liberals?
Liberals like the ones in Seattle, Portland.
Name a liberal that did this.
Barack Obama.
God, Barack Obama's not in Seattle. And also, how did
didn't say
Barack Obama do this?
Then he set the thing for gay people can get married.
You got to say
Back-
GAY. Is that a bad thing? That's not pushing on children. That's saying that
it is a bad
that's
thing.
saying GAY people can get married.
It is a bad thing. It doesn't matter.
Why is it wrong for GAY people? Why is it wrong for GAY people to get married?
Because it's sick and it's unclean. And
How is being
you can't-
GAY unclean?
Because you can't reproduce. It's only something bad.
I have a question. A woman
Only
with another.
something bad is going to happen.
Do you think a woman with another woman is unclean?
It's very unclean. It's sick.
Okay, so then why do you engage with women if you think that it's gross?
Because I'm a man. Okay, just like how you got here.
Wait, but like, can't you understand why a woman would want to? Wait, baby
how
flex.
Did you get here?
Baby flex. Thank you for
Women?
your sweet baby flex. Why don't you understand that it is the case that, right? If you can understand, you want to be with women, so other women could want to be with women. That makes sense to you, right?
No, it don't.
How does that not make sense?
Because the same way you got here, it wasn't two men, it wasn't two women. How did you get here?
I got here from my mom and my dad.
Of course. So if your mom wanted to be with another woman, would you be here today?
If my mom and my dad had sex 10 seconds later, I wouldn't be here. If my mom didn't have a miscarriage, I wouldn't be here. If my parents didn't get married, I wouldn't be here. If my dad stayed with his ex-wife, I wouldn't be here.
No.
What the hell are you talking about?
Your mom
Mr. Jones, you can send a guest request back. I didn't accept it.
If your mom wants to be with another woman before you got here, would you be here? If that's all she ever wanted was women in her whole life, would you be here?
No, I wouldn't be here.
Okay, let me ask you this. If all men want to be with all men,
Baby
and all
flex,
women want to be-
did you
Listen,
hear me at all?
Listen.
I respond. No, I want you to listen because I just told you something and you didn't listen to it.
Okay, go ahead.
If my mom and my dad didn't get married, I wouldn't be here. If my dad stayed with his ex-wife I would not be here. Those things are not wrong just because it is the case that it wouldn't lead to me existing.
Okay, look, okay, I get that you wouldn't be here, but so if all men want to be with all men and all women want to be with all women, will there be any people on this earth?
Yes.
Come on, dude. So who okay, and you know it's not okay, but you feel in your heart that it's okay for me to let someone put their
So like Trump cheating on all of his wives, right? Is that mental illness?
no, it's not mental illness.
But that's like something he knows is wrong, and like he keeps doing it, and then he justifies his behavior.
So screwing another man behind is okay, and if he go back
Absolutely, if it's consensual.
oh, so you're a homosexual too, right?
No.
But you agree with it. It's okay, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely okay.
So it'll be okay if you have children and you see gay men come.
So there are many hidden.
But yeah, absolutely.
Well, look. I mean,
I have GAY friends. Surprising.
well, if you have GAY friends, then you got to be a GAY man.
What kind of nonsense is that, bro?
Bro, what?
It's no way in the world I'm about to be around men that want another man up in their behind.
That's crazy. Have you been
What?
around women who want another man up in their behind?
Of course, my wife.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the? This is so weird. I just want.
I mean, no, I think you're the one weird here.
Why am I weird?
Because
Wait, why is it okay to put it in the behind of a woman but not a man?
not in their butt, of course. You sick. I'm saying from.
But you said it was
What?
okay with your wife.
Yeah, it is okay with white because
Why?
it's a woman and a man, not two men or two women.
Okay, so that's just called homophobia.
You know, homophobe. I'm not scared of no one.
That's not what homophobia
Homophobia
means.
doesn't
Means
mean
over.
scared.
Doesn't mean scared.
Molly, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. I really
Just
appreciate
really,
that.
really quickly. You are black, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, got you. So, like, if I gave you like, well, I'm not even gonna do that because I think
No,
it's
go
pointless.
ahead. Go ahead. I'm a man. I don't get in my feelings like a lot of gay black men.
What do you make?
You have to
what
say
makes you
GAY.
think-
If you say it one more time, baby flex, I'm gonna have to kick you off
what
because
makes
it
you
will get me
think that-
banned.
Yeah, what makes you think that men who are queer like get in their feelings? That's weird.
I mean,
Why do you have,
because
you must know you seem to know a lot about queer people for somebody who's not queer.
and you know why? Because
Why?
they've been pushing it on my little nieces and nephews at their schools, and I'm not gonna say
That's not true. They don't teach.
that
you
is true. I'm gonna
being
tell you
queer.
how it's true because a GAY man was in the classroom shaking his behind and telling my niece he can smack it. She can smack it.
That's not true, bro.
That is
That
true.
doesn't be in jail. So they're in jail. Can you tell me
they're in
that?
jail.
And then wait,
No,
also,
it's not.
why would we generalize all GAY people based upon one person? Like, do you think it would be
Not
justified?
based on one person.
Is it justified for someone to engage in racism because of one bad personal experience they had?
It's not about that one experience. I always ever say it was something bad or about that. And then it really happened in real life because I always said, no, I don't think that's too bad. I used to say the same thing at your age. I said, you know what? I said, it's
At
not too
my-
bad. As long
How
as they're
old are
not
you?
pushing the issue on little children, I said, let them do them. That, that's their life, let them do them.
How
But now
old are
it's
you?
starting to get to the point where they pushing it on the children.
Sure.
the
Nobody's
children
pushing
is
it on
out.
anybody's children.
Yes, it is. Yes, they are.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, they are.
No, they aren't.
You have yet
Yes,
to
they are.
justify that
Like
claim.
teaching people, yeah, you would have to substantiate that. But teaching children that queer people exist is not pushing it on anybody.
It's not,
It's no different than.
it's not
Hold on,
about
Frank, can you stop cutting me off, man? It's so rude. I'm not cutting you off. I let you ramble on with your nonsense. So if you
Go ahead.
thanks, I appreciate it. So like, it would be no different than telling young children, hey, and this was like in the 60s, prior to them desegregating schools, but like, hey, black people exist, and black people don't mean to harm you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So let's not treat black people poorly because they're still people. And that means it's literally the exact same thing. But you're like, nah, we're going to, even though we are marginalized people, we're just going to stand on the necks of other marginalized communities. Because why not? Why not participate in white supremacy? Like that's exactly what you sound like right now.
Yeah, but back in the '60s, didn't they say homosexuality was a mental illness too? Though.
No, absolutely not. As a matter
Oh
of
my
fact,
goodness.
like
Oh
I
my
was
goodness.
about to say earlier, you are black, right? You're a black person.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you understand that like same-sex relations has existed since the dawn of humanity, and it was something that was ritualistic in nature prior to Africans being colonized.
Yeah,
Like it's
and
something
and,
that we
and, and,
regularly participated in.
Ashley, thank you for the $6.68. Thank
and
you.
it's called Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
No, that's not real, bro. Nobody's talking about fairy tales.
Oh
We're talking
my
about real
goodness.
life. We're talking about
Oh
real
my
life. We're not talking about
goodness.
fairy
Oh my
tales.
goodness. He's talking about not real life.
Yeah, that's not real life.
Yeah, we
Well,
don't believe in fairy tales. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate
oh,
$5. Thank
fairy
you.
tale. Oh, I see what is going now. So why is it everything that was in the Bible is actually going on right now when they say everything
Bro, you know
bad's
how many
gonna
times in history they've
listen.
said that exact same thing? You know how many times in
But
history that same thing has
no,
been
no,
said?
no, no, no,
Wait,
no,
Baby
no.
Flex, I have a
Yes,
question.
yes, yes,
How
yes,
many
yes.
how many of the 10 commandments has Trump violated?
All of them.
He probably did all of them, but how many did
Every one
Biden
of them.
how many did Biden
Not all of them.
so that means okay, well he's the better candidate then for the United States of
Under
America.
your own view.
If Christianity is the measurement, then yes.
Okay, let's say okay, let's say we put Christianity out of it. So Biden's still the better person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a rapist. So yeah.
Oh
But
my
yeah, he's not out here SAing people. So I mean, I would say, objectively so. Like, are you okay with SA?
I will pick a person that is
Are you okay
that
with
SA
SA?
a
Yes or
person.
no? That's a really simple question. Are you okay with
No,
SA?
no, 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 because you're not gonna sit there and put me in the wrong all the way with this.
Well,
So
no, are you okay with
no,
SA?
listen,
Yes or no?
listen to me. It's just like a person that went to
Are
prison
you
for.
okay with SA?
God damn, you gonna let me talk, Phil?
Well, bro, because I mean, you seem to have a problem with, you know what I'm saying, like queer people, like even animals are queer, right? You seem to have a problem with queer people, but you can't definitively, and you say it's gross and disgusting, but you can't
It
definitively
is.
say that
It is
SA
because
is bad.
if you put, yeah, it's bad. Of course, it's bad.
Okay, so then so you're not okay with it then?
No,
Okay, so then why would you vote for somebody who has been found liable for SA and
that's
has
just
been
like
accused of
saying.
it 26 separate times and has paid off multiple women?
I mean, people been doing it forever. So what's
SAing people?
yes?
Oh, okay, so that makes it okay. Well, people have been
No,
gay
I
forever
didn't say it was
too.
okay. See,
Well,
now
people have
you
been gay
flipping
forever
it.
too.
Now you flipping it, saying
Along that logic train, people have been gay forever too.
not this,
By
not
the way,
this.
Mr. Jones, we have to say
Not
GAY
this
because it's
extent.
Oh,
TikTok.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. Don't worry.
Yeah, people have been queer forever too. So if we're following that logic train, then you've already derailed.
Yeah, but not to that extent. We
No,
never
no,
saw.
to that extent. No,
We,
to that
we,
extent.
we never saw that many queer, what you
Yes,
want to
we
call
have.
it, queer people. No,
Yes, we have.
not in the schools and putting all this in the
No,
kids.
absolutely, they
But
existed.
they all
Now,
on the.
yeah,
It ain't never
they
about that.
existed. They
But
were there. They were just hiding, and now they shouldn't have to hide. The same way that black people shouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying, hide. The same way that Asian people or
when were black people
indigenous
hiding?
people, huh?
Jaden, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
You ever heard
When
of
were
like a
black
sun?
people hiding?
You ever heard of a sundown town? You know, like going in when it gets
Yeah,
dark.
yeah, I heard that
Yeah.
in
Okay. So
Texas,
great. So yeah.
some parts
Yeah.
of Mississippi.
So there you go. So now that I mean, they still exist, but now that it's not as prevalent, right? Then
I mean,
you can.
the thing about the sundown town, that's areas where it's predominantly white. So of course, black people won't go there. Just like
Well, the whole entirety of the United States is predominantly anti-black and predominantly anti-LGBTQIA+. So, I mean, you're
yeah,
not really
but
making any solid points
no,
here, my
no.
guy.
You talking about sundown town? I'm gonna tell you about sundown because I'm a black person. I already know about sundown town.
So am I.
So just like when you go to an area where it's nothing but black people at, white people not gonna go there.
That's not true.
Man, okay, you take your ass in the hood and watch what happened to you. You go through there like you tough.
Bro,
It's same thing as me as a black person. I go through a white neighborhood where there's let's just say if they're racist.
bro, I'm black.
Same thing.
I'm in
If I
my
go through
40s.
there,
I'm
if
black.
I go through there,
I'm in my
something gonna happen
40s.
to me.
Please be quiet. I'm black. I'm in my 40s. I grew up in New York and Washington, D.C. during the crack era. I'll be fine. I promise you. I'll be A-okay.
No, you will not.
Why won't I?
come to Memphis where I'm from. Where
Yeah,
real
I've been to
crime is.
Memphis. I've been to Memphis multiple times.
Oh, I've been to Memphis. You haven't been to
I've
Orange
been to
Mountain.
Memphis. I've been to
You
Chicago.
haven't been to South Memphis.
I've been to
You
Detroit.
went downtown with a pyramid where all the good, healthy people at. They got all the money. Go to the hood and watch what happened to you. Literally yesterday, 2 children just got shot for no reason.
I'm sure that's true. That doesn't mean that if I walk in a neighborhood as a black man,
You're gonna
that
get
I'm
your ass handed to you
just cause
just because you
around other black people.
Yes. Do you not know what I'm talking about, man? This is Memphis.
No, I do know what you're
Tennessee.
talking about. So if I'm just walking in the street, I'm just going to be unalive. That's what's going to happen.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, but that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh my
literally, crime is not as bad as you're trying to make it out to be. Like nobody's just walking
You
around
have
getting
no
unalive.
clue. I'm telling
No,
you,
I
bro.
do.
Listen,
I can
listen.
look up. I can literally look up crime statistics. I can literally.
And guess
look up,
what? But guess what? Crime
unalive
is not
statistics.
not gonna tell you the truth. You can go on the news
okay.
at Memphis right now. They're not gonna tell you everything. My father-in-law retired from the Memphis Police Department. Guess what he said? He said, "You know what? I'm tired of the news telling y'all all lies." He reported 10 dead. So he went to 10 dead scenes. Why they didn't put number 3 on the news? Almost every single day, it was almost a murder, and they never put it on the news.
None of the family members reported that their family member was unalive. They didn't even bury him. So what happened to the bodies?
I mean, they're in the grave. Someone getting alive every day in Memphis, dude.
Oh, so they're burying him without alerting anybody. No death certificates, no nothing.
Okay, it's just like a white person from Alabama versus a white person from Portland, Oregon. They're 2 totally different people. Their thinking is totally different. Their mindset is totally different.
Okay. What's different about my mindset?
Because you don't want to believe true. You're doing like most black people that I know. They want to take up for stuff that's not real.
Huh? What does that even mean?
I don't think he knows what he means.
We're just explaining about the crime rate. He's saying, "Oh, I can just walk in a black neighborhood. It's not gonna happen to me."
Yeah, he said it's
That's what
statistically
black people
improbable
say.
for something to happen to him, which is true. Statistically speaking.
Huh? Say that again. I didn't hear you. It cut
It's
out.
statistically improbable for something to happen to me. Like just because I'm walking in Memphis or like I said, I've been to all the places. I've been in Missouri. I've been in Alabama. I've been in Chicago. Been in Detroit. I've been in New York. Been in LA. I mean, I've literally been in cities all across America, and I'm in my 40s, and I've yet to be shot for being in the hood.
Dude, you could be just a lucky man, but I'll tell you what. You come to Memphis in this time of day here and watch what's going to happen to you. It's just that simple.
How is it that you keep surviving?
You know why? Because I don't stay directly in Memphis. I stay 30 minutes away.
Okay. Gotcha. So you don't ever go through Memphis, not once ever.
And guess what?
How do you
And-
survive? How do you keep making it?
You want to know how I keep making it? Because I'm not a damn black fool like a lot of people that go out there and want to be tough, saying, "Oh, nothing gonna happen to me. I'm invisible," and they get their ass handed to them.
Okay. Well, I also don't consider myself a fool, and I don't think I walk around talking about some look at me. And I also don't think that I try to be tough just for the sake of being tough. Like I don't feel like you're actually making any sense, my guy. I feel like you're just saying shit to be saying shit.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. 40-year-old black man, you come to Memphis and I want you to tell me how many experience you have.
Wait, you don't even live in Memphis.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are you saying that for?
Because we have to associate with Memphis, with the part of Mississippi I stay in. We're right here where Memphis is at. So you might well say we stay in Memphis. It's like a person stays.
What is the point of you saying that if you're not even from that area?
I am from the area.
I meant like now.
I mean, I'm 20 minutes down the road.
Yet
20
you keep
minutes is pretty
surviving.
far away.
So what now?
Yet you keep surviving. Yet you
Yes,
kept
because-
making it.
I kept making because I'm not sitting there standing around in the hood like I'm invisible.
So you
If
run.
you go there, say what now?
So you run through the hood.
You run through the hood. Well,
Yeah,
why
you
would
said you're not standing there. So are you running?
this dude is goddamn illiterate?
No, I can read.
You're
very
saying the
well.
issue is with Mr. Jones? Are you kidding me?
Why would I sit there and stay or stand in the hood if I know it's something going to happen?
Well, I mean, if you know something's going to happen, why are you going there at all? But again, when you do go there, nothing happens to you. It's weird. Like what it sounds like.
I didn't say it. I sit there and just.
They're scary.
No, a fool is someone that does something because they're
Wait,
not
wait,
scared.
Baby Flex. I have a question. What does illiterate
Yeah.
mean?
Like somebody calls somebody fool, and then his name is Baby Flex. Is hilarious to me.
Yeah, Baby Flex. What does illiterate mean?
I mean, literally means someone is fucking stupid.
No, that's not what it means at all.
Yeah, yes, it does.
It means I can't read, and I,
Yeah,
and I
a fucking
read very well.
You're stupid.
No, because someone can't read doesn't mean they're stupid.
You're on the borderline of being stupid.
Yeah, there's very
Because
intelligent
Baby
people
Flex,
that
you can
never
read
learn
and
how
you
to
are
read.
stupid. Baby Flex. So like I don't think that not being able to read is what makes you stupid. Thank you for the hand art. Thank you.
Like, bro, you're in front of like 3,500 people right now, just making yourself look like an absolute clown.
I don't give a fuck if it's a million and a half.
Clearly, because you're doing it with your whole chest.
Baby Flex, were you the person that said that you would vote for Hitler if he benefit you? Or is that the prior person?
No, that's up. I want to vote for Hitler for shit.
Okay, so like, do you think that you shouldn't vote for a rapist?
For what now?
Would you vote for someone that sexually abused someone you know?
No.
Okay, so would you vote for someone that sexually abused a woman?
It depends on the person that. So what's the problem they got?
That's
It depends. So you would vote for someone who sexually abused a woman?
Versus a person that pushing homosexuality. Yes, I would.
Okay, can you tell me like exactly what Joseph Robinette Biden has done? And mind you, like neither myself nor Parker are a fan of Joe Biden. Can you tell me how he pushed homosexuality and how being homosexual is worse than being a rapist? Can you help me? Can you draw the line from point A to point B for me?
Because if you got homosexuals pretty much overcoming the United States, that's gonna kill the population. And if
The $10. No, it doesn't. What?
we literally just talked about this.
Yeah,
If-
and
No,
you're
we didn't.
wrong.
You didn't hear IVF. You didn't hear IVF.
Listen. We're not talking about no.
What is in vitro
all this
fertilization?
scientific shit. We're not talking about this scientific shit. We're talking about real.
You're using a phone right now.
All right.
What do you mean
That
we're
there's
not
no
talking
way
about
for you to
technology, bro?
substantiate that it would be the end.
We're talking about you talking about IVF and all that. We're talking about actual reproducing. A man and a woman is gonna make a child.
Do you know what
A
our closest? Do you know what our closest relative in the animal kingdom is? Do you know? Do you have any idea?
What?
The bonobo. Do you know the bonobos regularly engage in same-sex intercourse? Do you know that they're still around, like, and they've been around for thousands of years, like they're not going extinct or anything? So, I mean, this idea that we're just gonna
Literally
we're just
millions
gonna
of years.
cease to exist, like, not everybody's going to be gay. Let me ask you a question. When did you decide to be straight?
Always been straight.
Oh, okay. So, is there a way I can convince you not to be straight?
No way in hell.
Oh, okay, great. Then the same goes for every other person on the face of this earth. You can't
how would
convince
anyone else
anybody
be pushed
gay.
to be GAY?
What's the thing? I didn't never convince no one. I didn't try to convince no one to not do it. I was just saying that it's not right to push.
You can't push queerness on somebody. Nobody's knocking on
Yes,
anybody's
you
front door and
can.
saying, "Hey, have you heard the good news about Elton John?" Nobody's doing that.
Oh my!
You just said that you couldn't change. You couldn't be changed. So how do you
I couldn't
expect that to
I said
happen to
this
other
person-
people?
I ain't saying this person couldn't be changed. Because when a child is 8, 9 years old, their mind's not even developed. So once they see that, they think.
So
it's
when
okay.
you were 8 and 9 years old, someone could have influenced you to be GAY?
Absolutely.
Oh, then you are definitely bisexual.
No.
Because even at
Because
8,
your
9 years
mind's
old,
not-
Yeah, when I was
knew
8, 9
I
years
liked-
old, that
I
would have
not-
never happened.
Even at 8, 9 years old, I liked women. I mean, that's why I
Yeah,
have so many
same.
kids now.
Dude. No. Your mind is not full developed.
That has nothing to do with anything.
My
You know
mind
what
isn't
your
fully developed
gender
right
is.
now. My mind
You
is.
know
I'm
exactly
22.
what your gender
Oh,
is
I
by the
can
time you're
tell.
5, 6 years old. You know exactly what you're interested in, not interested, not shortly after that.
Dude. So that's just like when a child's born and they speaking a
Do you
certain
have any
language.
children? Do you have any children?
Yes.
Okay.
Two.
So if one of your children came to you, I have a bunch, like literally a bunch. If one of your children came to you and said they're gay, what are you gonna do? Just disown them?
No, I'm not gonna disown my own children, but what I am gonna do,
So it's not
what
that
I
big
am
a
gonna
deal.
do, what I am gonna do, I'm not gonna accept the crap.
What do you mean?
Would you disown a rapist?
Of course.
Okay, so
Just
then why
not
do
a
you want to
president.
vote for why do you want to vote for a rapist over someone who's apparently pushing it when they're not? By the way.
Because I believe in Jesus Christ.
Oh God, dude.
No, you don't.
He just said,
Okay,
"Oh
great.
God."
Here, let me
dude.
ask you a question. Let me ask you a
He
question.
just said,
Can you
"Oh
give me the
God."
verse in the Bible? Can you give me the verse in the Bible where Jesus specifically talks about gay people?
A verse about he talks about gay people.
Jesus specifically, yes.
Yo, I don't know if we're gonna get banned, but like, yo, we have to say GAY because they do take
Yeah, I
it.
said-
They haven't, but like surprisingly, but they typically do.
Well, I take it back. If I said I meant homosexuals or queer, whatever you want
It's
to call
not.
it.
It's not a bad word to say. It's just TikTok for some reason like takes us down. It's really weird.
I mean, because it's very offensive to a lot of people.
No, saying GAY is not offensive.
I mean, well, they wouldn't want to take it down.
Can we
if it
not
was-
run off on a tangent? Can you please tell me the verse in the Bible where Jesus specifically talks about being queer?
Where he talks about being queer.
Yeah, where Jesus specifically says that it's a problem to be queer.
Well, in the Bible they said it was unclean.
Nope,
and
wrong.
What verse?
He said it was
When did
abomination.
Jesus-
He
What
said- he
verse?
said it was
Wait,
abomination.
Jesus,
Wait,
you said
baby
he was a
flex.
follower of
Abomination.
Jesus.
I
When did
want-
Jesus say that he had an issue with queer people?
I want him to run down this quick. Which verse?
I don't know the exact verse. I couldn't sit there and just tell you the exact
Because
verse.
if you want to go to Leviticus 25, 44 through 46 actually condones the usage of slavery and passing down them as inherited property to your children. You can make them slaves for life. So chattel slavery. Exodus 21, 20 through 21 says it's okay to beat your slaves insofar as that they recover after a day or two. Right? Numbers 31, 17.
3 days.
Yeah, Numbers 31:17 says says to kill, right, the of a particular community, right, the men and the women, and to keep the virgin girls for yourselves, right?
Yeah, but see, I'm reading here. It says Leviticus.
Samuel 15:3 says, "Now go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys." So he's literally commanding genocide and the slaughtering of infants. So,
Yeah, it
so
says,
is that what you're basing your morality off of?
It said, "Those should not lie."
Hold on.
Jess, thank you for the $6.66.
Before you read that verse, I just want to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Before you read that verse, so should we adhere to every single thing that's in the Old Testament?
In the Old Testament.
Yeah, should we adhere to every single thing in the Old Testament? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, great. Gotcha. So you
All
don't
those
eat
things I
pork-
just said that you
so
agree
you
with
don't
then.
eat pork then,
No,
right?
no. I'm looking at something right now. It said Leviticus
Hold on,
chapter
you don't
18,
eat pork,
verse
right?
14.
You don't eat pork, right?
I do not. Those should not
and-
lie with
And you don't
mankind.
wear that's not what it says actually. But you don't wear mixed fabrics.
So now you're doing
You
blasphemy.
don't wear mixed
I'm
fabrics.
trying to read the verse.
You don't wear mixed fabrics?
Yes.
Oh, you do.
Yes.
Well, you're going to hell then. So I guess it doesn't really matter.
Hey, but see, the thing is, we're all sinners. So what are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so isn't that true for
I don't know.
GAY people as well? So how's a GAY person different from you then?
We're all sinners. They're sinners, and when we're sinners, we're all sinners. we all
Okay,
do
so
something
then
that's
why are
wrong.
you saying that this is worse than like being a
one
rapist?
is- because he said it was abomination, it was blasphemy against him.
No, he didn't. He said
Yes,
No,
he
he didn't.
man shall
He
not
said
lay with a boy.
those should not lie with mankind as with womankind.
Wait,
It is
baby
abomination.
flex. I have a question. What's worse, grape or blasphemy?
Blasphemy. Blasphemy
Boy,
gets
y'all
you
are
sent straight to
something.
hell.
So graping a child is not as bad as blasphemy?
Blasphemy will get you sent straight to hell.
Okay, wait, how about this? Someone grapes 10,000 children. Is that not as bad as blasphemy one time?
That's fornication.
That's not fornication. It's not consensual. It's grape. Child grape. Do you think that someone who grapes literally 10,000 children, do you think that's not as bad as one person engaging in blasphemy one time?
That's fornication, man. That's not the same.
Yeah, I'm willing to put,
what is
I'm
this
willing
guy-
to
what is
put
this guy
money on
saying?
it. Solid money on it that he doesn't know what blasphemy means. What is
Yeah,
blasphemy?
yeah. So baby flex. Okay, would you be okay with? We'll go to 100,000. 100,000 kids get raped. Is that not as bad as one person engaging in blasphemy once?
No, it's not. Because God says if you love him and you have that faith in him, the person that's supposed to be so perfect will be the one to go to hell.
Literally, if I say fuck God, like I did right now,
Oh my goodness.
I say fuck Jesus Christ, that is worse than 100,000 children getting raped.
That's also not blasphemy, by the way. Thank
I
you,
was trying to
Shirley,
run
for
on
the
with that.
$20 cash app.
Yes.
That was for a clip. Bro got clipped so hard, bro. That's crazy, dude. You are insane.
That is blasphemy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Blasphemy means that you're lying on God's name, which you've been doing for quite a bit during this live.
Wow.
Yeah. So like it means to say that God did or did not do something that he actually did or did not do. That's blasphemy.
So let me ask you this: is it worse for a person to rape 100 children, or for them to kill 10 people?
I'm not engaged.
I don't even see what the point of that would be.
Well, I'm saying. So which one's worse?
I don't even know how that's analogous.
Which one's worse though?
Probably the grape.
Yeah.
So killing 10 people wouldn't be worse.
No.
No. Yeah.
So the life of a person is not here anymore. Is not important than people.
No, nobody said that.
Then
Now
like
you're-
then like
now that's
100 people being
We just
tortured.
said there was worse.
Yeah,
You
you're
just
making
said
an argument that
Well,
nobody
you
made.
just
Here's
said
the
yeah.
problem.
I would rather 10 people be killed than 100 people be tortured.
Right, exactly that. Because they have to live with that the rest of their
still here
lives.
today.
They have to live with that the rest of their lives, though.
So the other people need to just die and just say forget it.
Well, at least they won't.
No, I
remember
think
being
that's
killed.
bad. I'm just telling you which one I'd prefer, like more comparative to the scenario. They're both bad.
Yeah.
Which one is preferred less? That's what we're essentially talking there. Now, do you like? I just think it's wildly absurd for you to say oh, we're gonna increase the number. 1 billion children get raped. Is that worse, or I mean, is that not as bad as one person blaspheming God one time?
Blasphemy is still worse. Because what if, well, you don't even believe in God, so what I say it don't even make sense to you because you don't even believe in God.
Okay, I guarantee the people who believe in God, a lot of them are like, holy shit. But new Reductio unlocked.
Right, your bro is unhinged.
Absolutely.
That is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Like Babyflex, how can you say that and not rethink that? Now, I'll ask you this: if God commanded you to grape an infant, would you do it?
He wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't do that.
Okay, well, God commanded the genocide of the Amalekites. God commanded people to literally take virgin girls for themselves. So you say God wouldn't do that. Well, do you think God would command genocide?
Yeah, I mean, God commanded that they smash babies upon rocks, my guy.
What verse is that?
What verse is that? I mean, can you find it?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It said dash them across the rocks. Hold on one second, I'll give it to you.
Ask me to read it and say why does it say that.
I still can't believe you said that, Babyflex, bro. Like, that is the craziest reductio I've ever given anyone. Like, that is so fucking insane. Here, actually, I have you this. Baby Flex, is that your wife?
So what now?
Is that your wife in the background?
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? Is someone graping your wife and your children not as bad as one person engaging in blasphemy once?
The blasphemy is worse, dude. See, you looking at, oh, that's his wife, his children. He should take up for him. No, blasphemy is worse. No matter how I feel, it doesn't matter how I feel. At the end of the day,
Do you want to tell that to her face real quick? Have her come up to you and say it to her?
oh, she's right here. She know it. She'll tell you herself.
Well, yeah. What are your thoughts about that?
He said, "What's your thoughts about that? If someone came and raped you and the kids, versus someone just blaspheming against God."
Blasphemy is unforgivable. That's what an unforgivable sin.
Yeah. I don't even
That's
know.
an abomination.
I'm gonna ask you the same question. What is blasphemy?
It's an abomination.
Yeah. That's not answering my question. What is blasphemy? How would one engage in blasphemy?
Cursing God.
No, that's not blasphemy.
Yes, it is.
That's not.
That is blasphemy.
No, it's
So
not.
if you were to change the words that Christ spoke, that's blasphemy.
Yeah, that's blasphemy. The first thing was not.
It is. So if you were to curse God or say his name in vain, that is a form of blasphemy. And young man, I really and honestly think that you should
Please don't call me young man.
I really should think you should do some research and turn your life over to Christ. We're all sinners.
Nah, screw that. And
None
screw
of
him.
us- none of
If it means those
Jesus-
fucking reductives,
Jim Crow
hell
Jesus
no.
can literally
That's
kick my
perfect.
black ass.
Yeah, okay, you could be that. That's your.
You just justified the craziest shit, right? Your husband just said that he thinks it's worse for one person to engage in blasphemy once than a million children to be raped. Okay? He just said that you and your daughters, right, or your sons getting raped is literally not as bad as one person engaging in blasphemy once. Do you realize how fucking crazy of a statement that is?
I mean, if you compare the two, I would never curse the Lord. No.
Because what does it matter? If
Wait, I have one question. Would you rather grape an infant or blaspheme God?
I wouldn't do either.
No, but given that you have to do one or the other, which one would you rather do?
I couldn't do it. I can't answer that question. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't let that go.
I
Which
believe
one
that
would you rather do?
Conversation going back and forth, pretty much trying to diminish our faith with an atheist. I can't believe we're even having this conversation.
Yeah, because your views
Well,
are actually insane.
Here's the first problem that I have with that statement. You want to act as if you are more knowledgeable simply because you believe. However, you don't even read.
I
the
never
book.
said that.
But you don't even read the book. You don't even.
I
Read the book.
do. I do. And you need to do a little bit more reading yourself.
I don't. First of all, like I said, I would venture to say that I'm older than you.
Why are you getting angry?
Secondly, right? I studied theology in college, and
I don't care what you study.
en route
You
to
need
my
study
master's degree.
That has nothing to do.
Well, it does. I can
Yeah,
literally
nothing
cite
to
verses
do
from
with-
memory.
Okay, great. I can memorize a lot too.
Sure. So
No, I'm not white for the ones in the comment. No, I'm not.
okay, so Psalms 137:9, happy shall be he that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
So what I'm gathering from you guys are you're picking the negative things that you've interpreted from the Bible and you're trying to use it to diminish our faith.
No, absolutely not.
Why-
I would
why
say
do you
that
take
I would say that I personally
Okay, so let
move in the
me ask you something.
No, can I finish first?
You guys
Before
see anything
no, you
wrong
keep throwing accusations at me. I want to say
with
something.
the Ten Commandments.
I personally operate more like Jesus than you ever could imagine, than you ever
Wow.
will, and that you
And
ever
you-
could imagine.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. So as a follower of Christ Jesus, right? Then you should quite literally move in the manner that Jesus would move. That is what he commanded of you.
So how are you considering blasphemy over anything else?
What are you talking? Because that's ridiculous.
So how are you more like Jesus if you are even even considering blasphemy.
Okay, what did Jesus say? All commandments rest on these two things. What are those two things?
You tell me.
And to love God and and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, and then all of the commandments, what are the commandments? How many are there and what are they?
There are 10.
Wrong. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't even read your own damn book.
Okay.
So how many commands are there then if it's not 10?
Right.
It's crazy, man. It's over 600 commandments.
Yeah, Baby Flex, I have a question. What are the first 4 books of the New Testament?
What we're not going to do is we're not going to let an atheist test our faith.
Oh my God!
You
but
don't
you're
know the
already wrong.
gospel?
There's 613
No.
commandments, and you don't even know them. So this is the problem.
Sir, I'm
They don't
pretty
even know what the gospel
this
is.
Memorization. I'm pretty sure you don't remember all 6 of them either.
613.
Yeah. Obviously,
Like
we're
I
not
said,
gonna.
you don't remember every 613.
It's
Baby Flex, I quite literally just asked you what the first 4 books of the New Testament are. I asked you what the gospel is. Okay, and you literally didn't know.
Well, I'm saying I'm not gonna sit there and let you test my faith either.
What are the 2 commandments?
Because you don't even have a faith. You just say that you're Christian so that you
fake
can
religion
impose
like
your
Trump.
will on other people,
Yeah,
so
sure.
that it justifies your bigotry.
We're not perfect. That's what you're getting at.
By any means.
Nobody. I mean, that's clear. That's clear.
Hold
You're
on,
not.
let me say something without getting interrupted. You're making it seem like because we're Christians or we follow Jesus that we're supposed to do everything correctly. We're supposed to follow all the rules. We're sinners. That's the point. That's the point of being Christian. That's the reason why Jesus died on the cross. Because
Yeah, you're supposed to follow them. I'm sorry to tell you that your own religious book tells you that.
Save us from our sins, and that's why you repent and ask for forgiveness.
In order to repent, you have to turn away from sin.
Thank you, Kayla.
Like you actually have to like act
Exactly,
better.
Parker.
You can't like willfully continue to engage in
Go and
sin.
sin no
Right.
more. Go and sin
Right,
no more.
right.
So that's why I asked you, as a
Yes,
follower
and
of Jesus,
from
right?
your
As a follower of
wicked ways.
Jesus, when did Jesus say that he was an issue with queer people?
We just told it to you in Leviticus.
Oh,
that
no,
my
Leviticus.
husband-
That's not. Jesus wasn't in Leviticus.
Elizabeth, thank you for
Sir.
$6.68. Thank you so much,
We're
Elizabeth.
not going to argue about the Bible whatsoever.
Okay.
This-
So is the Old Testament still? So the Old Testament laws still apply? Yes. Or is there a new gospel? Is there a new covenant? Like, which one is it?
You're not going to test our faith.
Because you don't have any to
faith.
test. You have nothing to test.
You definitely do. You're not
We're
going to
testing it right now, and you're not providing anything.
You're not going to, like I told you, we're not perfect. We don't know everything.
Yeah, like
You don't know anything.
I'm not gonna
Literally
sit there
know
and-
nothing about your own book. Name the
That's funny.
first book of the Bible.
Matthew,
Wrong.
Mark, Luke, John, the Acts.
Now
the
she can provide the fucking gospel. I said the
They
first
teach
book of
it
the
in
Bible.
school. They teach
The
it in
first
school.
book of the
Back
Bible is Genesis, ma'am.
was taught in school.
Bible's
Why
Genesis.
does it matter?
Like, come on, man. This is crazy.
You're still not going to test my faith. How funny!
You
I don't
don't
care how
have
much
any.
you have.
There's
how much
nothing to
Christian-
test.
How much biblical stuff you remember, how much English skills that you've accumulated over the years.
Can you
None of
name
that
me 3 of the
matters.
10 commandments?
Do not kill. Do not commit adultery. And you give me one.
No, you have one more to give me.
No, you give me one.
I'll give you one after you give me the 3.
And love thy neighbor.
That's not a 10 commandment.
That's not one of the 10 commandments.
And honor the Sabbath day.
Okay, well, I'll give you that. I'll give you
Okay.
that.
For someone that's
Thou shalt not
atheist,
bear false witness.
I'm just curious. What day is the Sabbath?
Yeah.
it's Saturday. For someone
Finally, one answered one
yeah,
right.
yeah. For someone to be an atheist, you must have grew up in a Christian household for you to know a lot about Christ.
Absolutely. I read the book. That's why I don't believe it.
Why?
I read
Well,
the book. I
I'm
studied
asking-
it in depth, and that's why I don't.
Well,
So how is he a follower of Jesus? How is he more like Jesus if you don't believe it? That doesn't make
Oh,
sense.
that don't make sense.
No, it makes perfect
No, because
sense.
his
So
actions are more in accordance with it than yours are.
correct.
Bro,
Absolutely
Mr.
not.
Jones
Makes perfect
literally goes on live and fundraises for people all the time. right? All the time. He
saying
quite
that
literally.
doesn't matter.
People
Listen,
that
listen.
don't
That
even
does
agree
not
with me,
matter.
people that don't even like me.
You're
Like I literally
doing-
go out and buy groceries
you're-
for Trump
you're
for you know what I'm
doing-
saying, for Trumpers.
and
Like I
your
don't give a shit.
actions For other people have no hold on if you're gonna make it to heaven or not.
I don't care. I don't care about
I
going to
get
heaven.
that you
If it's
don't
going to be full of a
understand.
bunch of bigots
Listen.
like you, I don't want to be there.
I never said that I was perfect. I've only said that I was human, and I'm just saying what I believe in my morals.
You don't,
what's
to
right
be
and wrong.
human. To be human is the air, and that's fine.
I don't think she
But
knows
to
what
be a
bigot
bigot
means.
is something totally different. To be a bigot is a
Right.
choice.
Right,
And and both you and your husband choose to be bigots. You choose to call, you know what I'm saying, other marginalized people, you know what I'm saying, gross and disgusting and abomination. And even when Jesus never spoke
Okay.
on these people at all. Jesus never had anything ill to say about anybody that was queer.
So back what my husband was talking to you about initially, about the homosexuality. And you agreed that there was nothing wrong with it. That you agreed that a man should pretty much walk into a bathroom with little girls.
What? When did we argue this? That has nothing to do with being GAY. What is being GAY? Can you tell me what it means to be GAY?
It means to engage intercourse with the same sex.
And what does that have to do with children?
If a man chooses to identify as a woman.
Gender identity and sexuality are two separate things. Genius.
Okay, but
Think of this in-
but more than likely, me and you both know that they're what GAY. You want to say?
No,
no,
not more than likely. Like, you're
no.
just making
Trans
up
people are both straight and GAY.
Yeah, there's only two genders. I'm sorry.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true. One,
many
two.
is it? Oh my God.
You
So,
understand
hold
that
on.
different cultures have different perceptions of gender. They have different determinations. And also,
I'm about
wait,
to blow both of these arguments.
can I ask them one more thing real quick? Why do you accept the gender identity and pronouns of your God, but not trans people?
Sir, there is only two options when you come out the womb.
No,
You
but I'm
either
asking
have-
you.
either
Yeah,
have a-
prior to
you either have a
incarnation,
vagina,
God the Father, He's a father, He's
have
a
a-
man, He, Him. Why do you
Whether
respect and His identity and pronouns, but not trans people?
Whether you cut your penis off or you decide to add one.
You're not
or
answering my question.
Or dressing clothes to be something that you're not is called pretending.
Can you answer my question?
Make you
Well,
something
God is pretending then. God's pretending because He has no biology.
that is blasphemy.
How is it blasphemy to say He has no biology prior to incarnation?
That is complete blasphemy.
No, it's not. Where in the Bible does it say that God has a penis?
Oh my goodness.
Dude, you're sick.
Tell me the verse. What's the verse?
You're sick.
What's
You're
the verse?
sick. You're sick.
What's the verse? God the Father has a penis.
I told
What's
you,
the
like
verse?
I told you, we're not perfect. We can't name.
There
just
isn't a verse that says that. There isn't a verse
off
that
the
says
top of
that.
our head.
I promise you, there's not a verse that says that.
That is completely fine. Like I said.
Yeah, no. So no verse indicates that. You have no evidence to indicate that He has biology, right? If you don't have any evidence to indicate He has biology, right? How are you saying that gender is based on biology, but then God has no biology yet He still has a gender?
What is the evidence that there's more than two genders?
I'm gonna give
It would be that one, it's a social construct. It would be historically speaking. I'll let Mr. Jens go over this because we're gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to ask a really like three really quick questions, and I'm going to go into that. But does God make mistakes?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Did God make animals?
He did. Created
Animals
it.
are gay. Animals are gay. Was that a mistake?
Animals are gay.
Yes.
Yeah, plenty of them are.
Name one. Name one species.
Bonobos.
The bonobos.
Bonobo.
Bonobos. Rams. Right? That's two. I can mention way more.
Dogs. Penguins.
Hamsters.
Keep going.
Penguins.
So, two animals of the same sex, or
Yeah, penguins will actually like form relationships, GAY relationships, and they'll adopt
life.
members of their own species and take care of them in these familial GAY relationships.
Yeah. Dolphins.
oh my goodness,
So did he make a mistake or not?
No, he didn't make a mistake.
Okay, so then it probably is okay to be queer. Then yes.
Probably not.
What? Hold on. What? So
No.
you're saying those animals are going to hell?
Wait, I have a question. Do animals have free will?
If you were to read the Bible, it says all animals will make it into heaven.
No, do animals have free will? And no, it doesn't.
An animal, yes,
It
yes,
doesn't
it
say
does.
that
Yes,
at all.
it
That's
does.
crazy. No, it doesn't.
And animals don't have a conscience.
So if animals don't have free will, who controls their behavior?
You're never gonna question. You're never gonna have to get me to question.
Wait, if animals don't control their behavior, who does?
You're never gonna get me to question my.
If God controls animals' behavior and animals engage in GAY sex, is God causing the GAY sex between animals?
That is insane. For you to be a straight,
Yeah, well, that's actually called a reductio ad absurdum.
no,
Yeah.
for you to be a straight
Okay,
man,
so-
for you to,
So we
and
move
for you-
past that. We move
Yeah,
past that.
yeah,
You might as well
yeah,
just
yeah.
concede.
Wait, Mr.
Yeah.
Jones, I want to hear her response to this real quick.
for you
Okay.
to be a straight man and for you to completely be in agreement with homosexuality and for you to take up for them over and over and over again and throw up different scenarios on how you assume that it's right, that just tells me a lot about yourself. And the one that claims that
Yeah, that I care about people and I have empathy.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
no, that has
W allyship?
that's a form of depopulation and
No,
genocide.
it's not. No, it's not. You're not answering my question, though. Who controls animals' behavior? If animals don't have free will and they don't control it themselves, who does?
I'm not in a monkey's brain. I'm sorry.
No, okay, so but again, if it's not free will, that means it's determined by God. And if it's determined by God, God determines them to engage in GAY sex. So then how is it bad? Because then God can't cause anything evil, so. So then you would just say animals engaging in GAY sex is good.
Okay, so I got a theory for you. So if sex is for reproduction, right?
Not always.
Yeah, that's not its major function.
Hold on, no. I wasn't finished talking. So if sex is if the main purpose of sexual intercourse
main purpose.
is for, like I said, is for reproduction.
But that's not its main purpose.
What is it then besides, sexual gratification?
Well, I would say socialization, because if it was its main purpose, then you would be pregnant every single time you had relations. But the likelihood of you getting pregnant from having intercourse is like less than 5%. So it's not its main function, because if it was main function, then that's what would happen.
I can tell you most times I've done it. Promise you it's not led to reproduction.
Oh, I see. You guys believe more of science than you do actual.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I believe in facts, not fairy tales.
Well, that's your belief. You're gonna have to answer to it.
Yeah,
Cool.
you
We're
believe
not
in fairy
going
tales if you want. Go for it.
You grew
So-
up in a Christian household. You
Both of us
decided
did.
to do the opposite. You decided to do what's wrong because
I decided not to accept the religion that was imposed upon me by my oppressors. That's what I decided to do. I decided not to believe in Jim Crow Jesus. But if we were going to, Jesus was a Jewish man, and he taught the Jewish faith.
You know
They
why
called
he
him
was
rabbi.
Jewish?
Please don't interrupt me.
You-
They
you
called
know-
him
you-
rabbi.
you know what
They
Jewish
called him
people believe?
rabbi. They called him king of the
Right.
Jews.
Right.
He got
Right.
circumcised according to Jewish faith. He did his pilgrimage in Jerusalem. He was a Jewish man. He lived a Jewish life. He died a Jewish
Wait, why did
man.
he have to get circumcised? Why wouldn't God just make him already circumcised? That's so crazy.
Yeah,
Jewish
so great.
people believe that Christ has not came yet. So
I don't. That's not the point. So Jesus wasn't Jewish?
That's the point that I'm making. If you let me explain it, instead of getting upset that I'm talking about Christianity and trying to explain it to you because you're so hurt, what
What are you talking about?
What happened to you, or what did you disagree with?
Audrey, thank you for the $6.66. I gave you multiple.
Slavery.
The justification of slavery, the beating of slaves, the taking of virgin girls for yourselves, the genocide of the Amalekites. I can keep going.
That was back in Solomon and Gomorrah. When
No,
men
none of that
were
has to do with Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes, it does. When men
None of that has to do with Sodom and Gomorrah.
and women was sleeping with women.
Do you think it's okay for God to cause children to be suffocated to death by water?
I never read that. I'm completely ignorant.
Do you believe in the
on
flood?
that. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so when God killed everyone on the planet, that includes children. So God quite literally tortured children to death by
That's
suffocating
not
them with
true.
water.
That's not true. He said he said not a one of them were good, and that was back in Solomon and Gomorrah.
Yeah, but we're
That's
talking
not-
about infants. So God suffocated and tortured children to death.
Where did it say that at?
Well, when he flooded the whole earth.
No, sir. Absolutely not. No.
Anyways, Jesus would have believed in 6.
Hold
if
on,
not
hold on,
8
hold on,
genders.
hold on. I got a theory for you.
Oh man.
If you think that the Lord is so bad and that he if you truly believe that he suffocated children and caused animals to die during the flood, why did Noah create the ark?
You said why did Noah create the ark?
Why did Noah create the ark? And
Why did he?
did the
Well,
Lord
because
have
you would
him
say
put-
God gave him revelation.
Nope. Why did he instruct Noah to put 2 of every animal
That's
of every
incoherent.
species on
That's
the boat?
so incoherent.
Nope, but that's what it says though.
You
He put
believe that shit. That like
male-
you actually believe literal fairy tales. It's insane.
He put a male animal. If it's fairy tales, why in the book of Revelation everything that's occurring now that he said that would occur is
They
happening?
said that during they said that in
Here,
England.
I got a prophecy
during-
for I got a prophecy
during the
for him.
18th century. Like
You know what?
they said
I'm
it
God.
multiple times.
I'm
They
God
said
in the
it
way
wrong.
that I'll prove I'm God is that I'll say that that war is going to happen in the future. Devastation will happen in the future. You know, I'm God. Praise be Jesus. Praise be Jesus.
You know how many times there's been famine? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many times there's been war? You know how many times people have said that the Antichrist was here? Like, this has happened repetitively over the course of human history.
Near how it is now.
Nowhere
No.
near.
No.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near. If
It's the same. It's been worse. It's been worse.
What I'm saying,
It's actually been worse. I don't know
It's
what
been
they're
way
talking
worse.
about.
You're talking about
Don't
you're
cut me
talking about
off.
the transatlantic slave trade wasn't worse. You're telling me the Holocaust wasn't worse. You're telling me them unaliving so many indigenous people in the Americas that it changed the temperature, the core temperature of the earth wasn't worse. You sound ridiculous.
I'm not talking about global climate change, nor am I talking about
That's
wars
not what Jesus.
that has previously happened. No, I'm not talking about wars that has previously happened, and no, I'm not talking about.
Lindsay, thank you for the
climate change.
$6.66.
What I'm talking
Thank you,
about
Lindsay.
is if you were to go read the book of Revelation, not comparing it, or if you do decide to compare it to the mass events that have occurred previously, what's going on now?
I can compare it to multiple instances
Let
in human
me
history,
finish.
multiple periods in human history.
Let me finish. If you were to compare it, the book of Revelation, to the events that are going on now, if you compare it little by little, one by one of what's going on, maybe you would have a little bit of eye opening. Instead of getting so angry and defensive on what I'm saying, maybe, just maybe, you should go consider what I'm saying and read it. And maybe once
You didn't even know what the
Revelation-
first book of the Bible was. What do you mean we need to go read it? Maybe
Like I
you
said,
need to go
I'm
read
not
it, girl.
perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not. I can ask you what you look like the type that's a science, math genius in school. I can ask you something that I'm pretty sure you don't know.
Go for it. Ask me.
That was a scenario. I'm not going to ask you that.
Ask me any question.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to ask
same.
you that.
Same.
No,
She
no,
can't
no.
even come up with a question that I might not know. Like,
Yeah,
You
so
know
the book of
You know
thank you,
why?
Jaden. The book
Because
of
that's not the
Revelations
point that I was
predicted
making.
the fall of Jerusalem, which already happened. It happened in AD 70. That's what it was written about. That's what it was for. Any biblical scholar would already know this. But again, if we were going to take Revelations, we don't even know who the author of Revelations was. But if we were going to take Revelations and compare it to other instances in human history, it's happened over and over and over and over and over and over again.
You know what? Your problem is you don't want to believe. You
My
don't want
problem-
to.
yeah, I don't want to believe in a
I
God
actually
that
studied
commands
this.
genocide or commands slavery
Okay,
and
but you're
condones
gonna
that shit.
vote a president that commands genocide because they're pushing it onto children. Their agenda of homosexuality.
You think that
Do you know what G-side means?
Saying
She
that
doesn't
I'm
even know
perfect.
what
it
I
means.
never
G-side means?
said that.
Do you know what a G-side means?
A what?
Do you know what a G-side is?
I don't know. Elaborate.
Okay.
What,
So,
you just used the term.
yeah, because you just said
You're saying genocide. I didn't know that G-side was the abbreviation for genocide. Smart
Yes.
one.
What?
So yeah, I completely understand what a genocide is. A genocide
Okay.
is to destroy one own's kind. I completely
No.
understand that. So if
No.
someone is forcing an agenda that has
Nobody's
no,
forcing any agenda.
listen to what I'm saying instead of getting angry.
I'm not angry. Stop saying that. Like these white supremacist microaggressions are weird coming from black people.
Well, you're being big.
You're gonna say I'm being aggressive? Is that what you're gonna say next?
That's strange. No. That's funny that you haven't told me that yet as a black woman.
Why would I?
Because
I'm
it's
not a white supremacist.
It's a stereotypical comment that's used.
You're the
Anyway,
only person that said anything like this.
I never mentioned anything about race. What are you talking about?
You're the one who
You're-
keeps
you're-
saying that I'm angry over and
you're
over
the
again.
one
It's
that
weird
keeps
to
mentioning
it's
that
weird to
you're
use
black. I don't
it's weird to
care.
use white
If you-
supremacist rhetoric over and over again talking to other black people. That is weird.
What are you talking about?
So
Nobody grew
a
race.
G-side is the
supremacy.
deliberate and systematic destruction
Slavery.
of a racial, political, or cultural group. And so when you're saying queer people,
You won't
if
let me
anything,
put a word in. You will not let me
the
finish
G-side is
something.
happening to queer people and not vice versa.
You will not let me complete a damn sentence. You will not
Because
let
you
me-
keep gaslighting me.
No. Let me finish and maybe you won't feel
We'll
so
be
lit up.
completely quiet, but I don't think there's going to be anything like brought to the table differently, but go for it.
I completely understand what a genocide is. However, if you're voting for someone, what you tried to persuade my husband to say that or try to get out of him or whatever, voting for someone that's basically forcing genocide, which is destroying one own's kind.
Wait, no, again, so how is Joe Biden forcing being GAY on children? And how is that a genocide?
If you didn't cut me off, I would have told you.
Oh my, go for it.
Yeah. So it's being brought up in the schools. That's one. It's in all of the they're remaking cartoons, condoning it, and showing it and letting kids watch it.
You know, there's also cartoons that have representation of black people as well.
I get it. The stereotypical black people. I get it.
So we can argue against stereotypes, but that same thing would be applicable to GAY people.
That has we're not all the same. Just like all whites aren't the same, all Asian people aren't the same. That's like me saying all Asian people eat dogs. That is not true.
What? When did I make a statement like that?
I'm saying that in reference to what you're saying as a scenario, that is not true.
Huh? What's not true?
I'm trying to break down in the most simplest form that I can possibly think of for you to understand what I'm saying without being combative.
Thank you, Audrey, for the $6.60.
What did I do? Wait, so also this is a debate platform. Of course I'm going to debate you.
Okay, yeah. That's fine, but let me finish at the same time. This president is allowing men to go into the women's restroom, sexually assaulting little girls.
That's not happening. Stop saying that.
That is happening. That literally happened to me and my wife in Seattle, Washington.
No, it didn't.
That literally happened. That
You
literally
got
happened.
assaulted. You got assaulted in the bathroom. Maybe you should learn how to fight then. I don't know what to tell you. But that never happened.
We got
You just said it
assaulted.
happened to me and my wife.
We said that it happened.
Trans people have been using the same bathroom as you your whole life. You don't make any sense.
Are you when?
And
Your
do you-
whole life.
And do you
Since when?
think trans men should go into the women's restroom?
Absolutely not. And I don't think a woman should go into a
Wait,
man's
but trans men are biologically female.
That is insane that you believe that and you think so highly of science.
Trans men are biologically
Okay,
female.
so
Under
let
your
me
view, they would go into
let
the
me ask
women's
you this.
restroom, and yet they present masculine.
Or hold on. So let me
Brandy,
just
thank you
say
for the
this.
$10. Thank you so much.
So a biological female is a woman that is born with a vagina, that has ovaries, a uterus that does not have to be taken out of a biological woman and being
I have a question. Should this person go into
transplanted
to the women's restroom?
That's what a woman is, isn't it?
You think this man should go into the women's restroom?
He got someone on the camera. Who the hell?
If it was born
Genesis is $7 event.
yeah. So if it was born,
It.
yeah, whatever it identifies it, I don't know. I mean, he
Do
made,
you think
or
that
he
he
identifies a
should
police
go
officer.
into the women's restroom?
If he was born with a penis, no.
Okay, so he should go into the women's restroom, presenting this way.
If he was born with a penis,
Born female.
absolutely not. Not with my daughter.
They were born female. So should he go into the women's restroom?
Well, if she was,
He.
hey,
It's not a he. I'm sorry.
that's not a man.
He isn't a he.
He will never
Where's the
be
cat?
a
Thank
man,
you.
no matter how
Okay,
hard
okay, why not?
she try, whatever it is.
So,
Why not? Why not?
Paul-
Because they weren't born without. Okay, so
so
was
Paul,
God
let me ask you this, Paul.
how was God the Father born?
No, let me ask you, Parker. So if you cut your,
No, I want you to
your-
answer
your
that question
PTO
first. I want you to answer my question first.
Go ahead.
And then I'll answer your question.
All right.
How was God the Father born?
He is the creator.
So he wasn't born. He doesn't have any biology. Yet
He's
you
in
still consider
spirit.
him a man.
God is spiritual.
But yet you still consider him a man. There's no biology. Yet you
God
still consider him a man.
is spiritual.
So why is his gender identity and pronouns genuine and justified, but not this trans person?
Back to what I was saying.
Complete
If you
pivot.
were-
No, I want you to
No,
answer my
no,
question.
this is not a pivot. No. You
You
cut
are
me off.
pivoting.
And you showed. Nope.
I won't cut you off one more time if you answer this question.
No. Let me finish what I was saying initially.
No, you just cut me. No, I'm not. No, I'm gonna finish this point because I tried to bring this up earlier and you did the same thing, right
Go ahead.
immediately when you couldn't justify.
Go ahead.
Why is God's gender identity and pronouns justified and genuine, but not this trans person?
God is spiritual.
Jaden, thank you for the $2. Not an answer to my question.
No, that is an answer. God
No,
is
it's not.
spiritual.
We all are spiritual under your view. We all have souls.
Spiritual beings. Yes.
Yeah,
but
we're
we
all
are in
spiritual
human
beings in your view.
form right now.
Yeah. So again, what makes something? What can you define a man for me, please?
A man.
Define the term man.
A man is a male that was born with testes.
So that's not God the Father.
That was
God the
born-
Father's not a man then.
That
So
was born with
so I'll call
testes.
God the Mother. Can I call
Blasphemy.
God the Mother? She
Blasphemy.
created everyone. You said that's blasphemy.
That is very blasphemy.
Okay, so why is it wrong for me to disrespect the pronouns of your God, but it's not wrong for you to disrespect the pronouns of trans people?
Because it goes against my Christianity beliefs, whether you like it or not.
So it's just because you feel like it. So again, when you define the term man, that was not applicable to your God. So that's not your definition of the term
See how you're
man.
trying to force this on everybody?
I'm not forcing on anyone. I'm showing how your view is incoherent.
No,
You
no,
are
no.
forcing. Wait. So if I'm forcing this on you,
And you're
wait.
wanting
Be
to
quiet, please.
conform.
Be quiet, please.
Go
If I'm
ahead. Make
if
your
I'm
point.
forcing this on you, well then you're also forcing your religion on me. So why is it okay for you to force religion on children?
I never,
Right?
I never force religion on you. I just,
You're on my live right now preaching it.
That's my beliefs. You're
Okay, well I'm on my own live preaching my own beliefs, and you said I'm forcing it upon people. So how am I forcing it upon people, but you aren't?
We're having an open discussion.
So how am I forcing and you're not?
How are you forcing it on two other people?
And I'm not. Appreciate the hand art thing, and you're not. I mean, thank you for the hand art.
Okay. Well,
So here, I just want to read.
No answers to any questions.
I want to read Matthew
I don't have
19:12. I think this is important because you want to talk about your Bible, and your Bible says this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And it's clear that you don't read it. So we're going to read Matthew 19:12. For there
Go
are
ahead.
eunuchs who have been so from birth. There are eunuchs who have been made eunuchs by men, and there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Let the one who is able to receive this receive it. He said that they all should be accepted.
okay, but that's,
Jesus said that.
I'm sure that Jesus would never contradict himself.
Correct. There you go. He didn't.
So yeah. So back to what it said back in Leviticus.
Hold
A
on,
man
hold
shall
on.
not-
So is there a new
shall not
covenant?
lay
Because you
with a
wouldn't answer
man,
this
and a
earlier.
woman shall
You
not
wouldn't
lay
answer
with
this
a man.
earlier. So is there a new covenant or nah?
What do you mean? Is there a new covenant? Why would?
So
what are
should we
talking
take what
about?
Jesus says, or should we take what the Old Testament says?
What are you talking about?
Is the Old Testament still the law, or is there a new covenant?
The word of God doesn't change. So whoever changed it or wrote it, that's something that they're
So
going to
you
have
don't
to
eat pork, you don't wear mixed fabrics.
I never said that I was perfect.
Oh, okay, got you. So then if the laws don't apply to you, why do they apply to gay people or queer people? Excuse me.
Back to what we were trying to
Answer
tell
the
you.
question. If it
I
doesn't apply to you, then why does it apply to queer people?
back to what I was
See,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Y'all are so disingenuous.
Yeah, they can't answer a single question. They immediately
Pretzel,
pivot.
just to be a bigot.
You never let me finish. You never let me finish. So back to what I was saying.
Neither does Jasmine.
I'm not perfect. I am a sinner. That's the reason why he died on the cross.
Oh, so if he died on the cross
Yes.
and there's a new covenant, then it doesn't matter what
Yes,
people are
yes.
doing then, yes or not?
So if he never died on the cross for us, I mean, what are you talking about?
Yo, to be honest with you, this debate's been over. Like, I done cooked y'all 6 ways from Sunday. Literally.
No, you have not.
There's no cooking to it.
You're cooking.
Okay, so give us the argument. We'll be quiet. We'll listen to everything.
I bake pretzels for a living.
Okay, great.
They call us Wetzel's Pretzels for a reason. Yeah, thank you for the hand art. Thank you.
Yeah. I never said that I was perfect. I never said that I ate the way that I should, or I dressed the way that I am, or that the Bible has wanted me to. The point that I'm making is that we're all sinners, and that the point is to turn from your wicked ways, and that's the reason why he
Is
gave
the
us the
school
option to
pushing
repent.
pork on children? Is the school pushing mixed fabrics on children?
They serve sausages in the morning, don't they? They serve bacon on their burgers.
So are you
in schools.
You're protesting that, right? You're protesting that, right?
Protesting what? Are you
Them
insane?
serving the kids pork.
I never protest. You asked me a question and I answered it.
Yeah, you're protesting it, right? Since you're so mad about queer being pushed on children,
I'm
are you
mad
protesting
about it.
them?
I'm just saying
Are you
that I don't
protesting
agree
them
with it.
serving pork at the school?
I mean, that's not right.
Do your kids have to wear uniforms at school?
I would still teach my children right from wrong.
Do you teach
Bottom
them not to
line.
eat swine?
We're not perfect, like I said.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're not teaching them right from wrong. This is crazy.
We're not. No, that's not what I said either. You're putting words in my mouth. You're being very combative. You're angry.
There we go with the microaggressions again. My children don't eat swine. It's weird that yours do.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Maybe you should say a quick little prayer before you go to bed tonight.
Nah, I'll pass. Y'all are just bigots.
Nope.
I'm not saying that you have to pray every night. I'm just saying that you probably should do it tonight.
Again, I'm not praying to your Jim Crow Jesus. I'm not praying to my oppressor's God. You know that they say that screaming in the
That's
name or
blasphemy.
pleading in the name or praying in the name of a foreigner's God is the purest expression of grief.
Who said that?
I did.
Oh no. You said they said, or did I know? But like, is that something that you
By
wrote
they, I
down
meant me.
or that you learned from somewhere?
Yeah, they can be in reference to an individual, right?
You have there.
I mean, there's no swaying you guys to.
No, just give us your argument.
Convince me to be a bigot.
Yeah,
No,
but
thank
yeah, never. We're never going to be bigots. Yeah. So what's
the
your
name
argument?
calling is absurd.
What's your argument?
The name calling is absurd.
What,
You can
us
call
calling you a
anyone
bigot?
It doesn't matter.
You objectively speaking are a bigot. Okay.
Okay, if that's what you want to believe, but I'm not going to have an atheist test my faith.
Well, you already
A
did.
woman
Now, do
should
you want to
not
give
go
me an
in a man's
argument?
Bathroom, and a man should not go in a woman's bathroom.
Wait, and also you're against name calling, but
Homosexuality
Trump literally
overall.
name calls everyone.
I'm sorry.
Trump literally name calls everyone he debates against, and you're okay with that?
You hate an honest person, don't you?
You think he's honest? You're delusional. He's been lying about the election for the past few years with no sufficient evidence. He lied about the sexual abuse, the fraud, right? He lied about the business records. He literally falsified business records, right? All of these things are lies. He cheated on his wives, multiple.
But you guys had no problem with the Monica Lewinsky scheme.
I definitely disagree with that in terms of him
definitely
cheating on his
disagree
wife.
with it. And he's
What?
not running for president. So I promise you, I'll
And also, it was
Yeah, but he
consensual.
was previously elected. That's the point that I'm making. So
okay.
instead of
what?
being so combative, maybe
I don't even think that I was old enough to vote when Bill
They
Clinton
actually
ran for
made.
office, to be honest with you. And I'm in my 40s. So how long ago was that?
I'm not saying that Trump is a perfect person. I'm not saying that Biden is a perfect person. All I'm saying is what's best for America and what's best for our children, what's best for
The
inflation.
rapist is a rapist.
Yeah. Back to what I was saying. What's best for inflation? What's best for the borders?
Caused the inflation. So that just shows you how much you don't know. He caused it.
Who caused it? How?
Donald Jimothy Trump caused the inflation.
How when gas was the lowest that it
Yeah.
has been?
Yeah, gas was low thanks to Obama.
was the
So you can
lowest that
send
it has
Obama.
been.
Yeah,
a
gas
thank you
prices were
card
lower
this
under
Christmas.
Obama.
As low as it has been.
Plus, it is the case under Trump's administration. There was more money added to the debt, 8.4 trillion, along with the fact that M2 money supply increased more under Trump's administration compared to Biden.
Look, I'm so happy that you're bringing up the debt. That is so funny how this president is giving millions upon millions of dollars let me change that pretense.
Trump
Or
added
has-
8.4
or has
trillion.
given millions upon millions of dollars to Ukraine.
Oh my God, they always bring up
Yes.
Ukraine.
I know.
How much
it's
money?
Like, it's like y'all are a bunch of parents.
What
man.
percent
I
of
guess that's
what
just
percent of
why
the
you
federal
believe
budget is that?
in fairy tales?
Yeah, we spent more on Space Force than we gave in cash to Ukraine.
Well, yeah. Finish upon
Trump added
the
Space Force.
inflation. You asked
Wait, what do you mean?
me-
Let me finish. You already finished. And I was
No,
responding.
you asked me how did inflation go up. I'm trying to explain it to you, so let me do so without you cutting me off.
Yeah, name the policy.
There's no policy I'm naming, but what I can tell you is what I know. Gave millions upon millions of dollars to Ukraine. Allowed open borders, allowing let me go ahead and clear this up. I have no problem with people coming to America or wanting a better life.
More bigotry. What did
However-
Jesus say about opening up the borders?
Let me finish. Like I said,
Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't worry.
problem with people coming into America or wanting a better life. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But having undocumented people, criminals, whoever decides to, whoever's some terrorist, activists overseas coming in through the Mexico borders, having open borders, that shouldn't be a thing. Giving them thousands of dollars a month, giving them a phone, giving them free housing when there's millions of Americans suffering. I don't agree with that. There's no homes left for us. There is no jobs left for us. There's nothing. So I personally agree that Americans should have been taken care of before immigrants flooding the country. And the reason why that was done was to get votes.
So I just want to let you know the reason why we keep cutting you off is because quite literally everything you just said was wrong.
How so?
Every single thing.
Name what I said was wrong.
There's no open border policy, right? We don't have an open border. That's a complete bullshit claim.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so that's one thing. So do you want to address that?
How are they coming over here?
People
Freely.
come through the asylum process.
No, they're coming
That's a
over here
legal process.
documented.
That's a legal process. The
So they're
asylum
coming
process
over
is
here
legal.
documented. That's not true.
What is undocumented?
Yes, it is.
mean?
The asylum
What does
process is legal. I'll
undocumented
show you the federal code.
Yeah, what does undocumented mean?
It means they're not documented.
What does that
So-
mean? What does that mean?
They have no papers.
Nope, that's not what that means. What kind of papers are you talking about?
Like I said before,
citizenship.
they're not U.S. citizens.
What difference does that make?
We can't freely go over there if we wanted to.
We absolutely do. We absolutely cross the border freely every day.
You have to have a passport.
You don't need a
You're
passport for us to
documented
travel. No, you
American
do not.
citizens.
You don't need a passport to travel from the United States into Mexico.
Yeah, unless you have a military ID.
You need a military ID.
dude, you're absurd. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Have you ever been to Mexico?
I have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I
You
have.
flat out sit here and lie in my face.
I've been all over the world, buddy.
All you need is a driver's license, quite literally, to cross over from California into Mexico or any of the other borders.